Please, can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can see it from my end.
All right, thank you so much. So, today we'll be taking the course on your career in business, and the person who'll be taking us is none other than Sonny Otego. He's a Chief Business Development Officer, Strategic Growth Leader, Youth Development Advocate. Sonny Otego is a results-driven business executive, strategist, and personal development advocate with extensive experience in business growth, organizational development, marketing, sales, and IT governance. As the Chief Business Development Officer at Panoramic Synergy Enterprises Limited, he plays a pivotal role in driving corporate expansion, building strategic partnerships, and developing innovative solutions that improve productivity and business performance. Please, with a clapping ovation in the chat room, let's welcome our trainer who will be taking us on your career in business. Welcome, sir. Please, you can take it off from here.
Miss, thank you very much for that plenty introduction. I was wondering if I'm the one or one Oyibo man. Good morning, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, good morning. I'm glad to be here this morning, and I believe the class is going to be very interactive. So I would like you to, for the sake of internet, I will mute my video. So I believe the class this morning will be very interactive, and I would like you to incorporate with me as much as possible. And I believe at the end of the day, you will go home with something tangible from the class. Please, can you hear me? Mercy, can
Loud
you hear
and
me?
clear.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So I think we have a few people in the class. Please, if you can unmute, tell me whether you're a student or you're working somewhere, so that we have idea of who and who is on the call, so that we'll be able to narrow
All right, this is Mercy from the back
certain
end.
conversation to certain people. The topic today is brilliant. Career in business, so it's what I love doing. So let's please uh someone to unmute, tell us your name, what you do, and if you can unmute, just drop a message in the chat room. Let's know who and who is on the call, so that we can narrow certain conversation while I share my screen. Thank you. Who is going first? Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Oh,
Yes,
brilliant.
clearly.
Okay, yes. Sir, tell us what you do. What's your name? What you do? Let's,
Okay, thank you.
let's have some
My name
interaction
is,
in the house.
okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you loud and
Okay,
clear.
okay, my name is Edaguni Omo. I'm a business owner and also a career pant father as well. So I'm into supply chain in
Ah,
general.
ah, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Have great people in the call. Any other person quickly? Okay, for the sake of our time, let's
Others
proceed.
will be joining us in the course of the class. Yes.
No problem. So today we'll be looking at career in business. Right? This is very important because every organization you see around the world today is a business. And
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Please, can you put your screen on projection? Thank you.
Okay. Is this okay?
Yes, perfect.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. So this topic, I'm passionate about this because every organizations or businesses you see around the world thriving today, right, lies on this particular topic. And I would like to um, move back a bit in, in looking at when we say business, what do we really mean? What is business? Before we even look at the career in business, I believe in your maybe some of your previous class will have dealt with it, but I want us to have a better understanding of this today. Okay, so when we say business, business is an organization or activity, right? Or both. It could be goods and services. Just like my company, Paranami Synergy Enterprise Limited, we deal with goods like IT licenses, computers, hardware, and all of that, and also ISO standard and every other services around compliance. So business is an entity, right, that provide goods and services, right? So both to exchange what money of our mind. That when we say business, and everyone, right, is engaged in one business or the other, whether you work in a business or you own a business, just like our brother just said, right? And there are different ideas around this, but as we progress we understand some of the things we'll be looking at today. And today will be this will be our focus, right? This will be our focus, that by the time we are done today you'll be able to enhance your interpersonal skills, right, and sense of it, and what skill you need to develop, um, a professional transferable skills and all of that. And also we'll be looking at strategy and how to advance jobs. Maybe what you are doing currently, you are not even comfortable with it and you want something new. And we are going to understand some of the attributes, right, of employer. For those that own business, they will want to employ people. How do we even carry out some of the interview that we do to narrow some conversations as we progress? Because the truth is this, right? If you own a business today,
Can anyone still hear him, or is it from my end?
and
Not at all.
Um,
when
Mr.
it comes.
Sonny, hello, sir. Okay, so we apologize for that break. Let's try to get him back. The network is terrible. I apologize for that. Hello, Mr. Sonny. You are muted. In case you are still speaking, you are muted.
Oh, brilliant. So, so let me go over this again. So I was saying that before we go into career in business, let's look at what business mean. From my own perspective, business is an organization or activity, or you call it entity that provide goods and services, or both, to people in exchange for money or value. And one thing you must have at the back of your mind is value and money in an exchange, because you don't do a business just for the sake of doing business, but to provide. That's very important. So we're looking at career in business, and I said we're going to look at some of the key area as our lesson or learning outcome today, which has to do with how you enhance your interpersonal skills. While learning to plan is important in school, both in school and in real world, because if you don't plan in school, you plan to fail. Even in the real world, while you are in school, you are even planning ahead, right? Develop like transferable skills that you must develop, and professional skill that help you in real life time. And also we'll be looking at a strategy on how to advance your dream job. Okay, and we'll look at attributes do employer look for in an interview for those that will be going for jobs, right? Seeking for jobs. What are the attributes that employers look for while employing people? These are some of the things. Business, we're going to look at making your future happen. That's learn to plan, you know, self-test guideline, and then develop interpersonal skill, and then never drop out of school. How to keep yourself going in your study, and learning is a continual thing. It's not a one-off thing, not a one-off thing. So learning is very important. So you are a winner if you already, as a student of Transformation College, you're already a winner. And I would like you to look at it from that perspective. Uh, College degree unlock certain jobs today. They will say, oh, if you don't have these certain skills, qualifications, you will not be able to take those jobs. So and Transformation College is approaching learning from a different angle, both in Nigeria, Africa, and the world, which I really appreciate them for doing that. Why? Not even useful or not relevant in the 21st century, right? And Transformation College is approaching it from the real world aspect, right? What is relevant in the business today, and that's why they are coming up with this kind of topic, and this is very important. So we're going to look at all of that, and going just beyond just sitting in class. You should be pursuing. Let's go on quickly to learn the basic of business. You might want to pursue a career as a physician, as business analyst, system analyst, a business development officer, as a sales, whatever area of career you want to pursue, right? There are thousands of opportunity out there. One thing that all career has in common is that you need to have the basic understanding of business. Basic understanding of business. And let me give this here very quickly, that basic understanding of business. Maybe this will be uh, like a bonus or maybe a little digression from the core. Tell us, how do you derive ideas for business in the first place? Everybody want to be a CEO, everyone want to be a business owner. How do you even come up with the idea for business? Can anybody help us? Unmute and tell us, how did the idea
Okay.
for business come? Yes.
Okay, for me, it comes in two ways. No, in three ways. One of them is my passion, which what I'm so good at in terms of maybe career that needs to turn into a business. Then number two, it goes with the needs of the environment I am at that particular
Mm.
point. Then number three, it goes with exposures to places I have traveled to say, oh, this thing can really be valuable in my current location and have to move in for buying and selling. So those are the three ways for me I derive idea for business.
Thank you very much. Brilliant. You deserve an award. That's the thing. Yes, the need of the environment is one thing that bring about business ideas. Complain of so many things. You see people at the bus stop waiting, they're complaining, no vehicles. They go to a place, there's no good internet. They complain of so many things. Frustration can be your own business idea. That's it. What make people angry over things can be a business idea. That means you know that there is business in this area, and family members or the people around you saying, I wish, from I wish can be a business idea. I wish we have this in this place. I wish we have that in the family. From that, you can derive, right? Something is very common when it comes to choosing a career or pursuing a business, right? Which is a basic understanding of business, because understand, there is a confusion in the Nigeria language. You said there will be a quarrel if you don't understand, right? So to choose the career, this is, let's introduce this in a certain format, right? So there's a guide. There are certain things that guide you in selecting major or elect to get a degree in business, right? You choose people are doing things that are outside their career, which is not a problem. But if that happens, then you need to develop skills or understanding in a certain area. For example, if you don't study business administration and now you are running a business, you can, maybe you're running a business, you study psychology, for example, and you start a business, right? You know that there are certain knowledge you need, right, to run the business success. Okay, interacting with people, attend seminars, attend conferences where business matters are discussed. And also you can have a mentor. So it's very important. So if, if you work 40 hours a week for the next 45 years, you put about 90 and you put about 90 hours on that job, right? uh, you choose something else that you enjoy, right? But I don't want to bore us with a lot of questions right now. We'll So here we'll be looking at developing interpersonal skills, right? Which is key to your success in your career, in your business. You know, about 90% workplace success depend on understanding other people, and this is very important. Please, I want you to pay rapt attention to this. Um, the like I said earlier, that you can't run a business alone, even if you own one. You need people in your team. And if you are working in an organization or a business, you need a team at every point in time. Whether you're a business owner or you work somewhere, you need a team. And that is why these 7 key interpersonal excellence is very important, right? Number one, build people skills, right? Build people skill. Learn to relate with people. A lot of us have challenges relating with people. And if you do that, you will struggle in your business or in your job. This is very important. And so you, at every point in time, you will need people either in your team or in your business. And that is why it's important to build people's skills. This getting better at what? At interacting or communicating or working with other people effectively. It's very important. Learning how to handle relationship conversations. Those are the area of building people's skills, right? Number two, become a good listener. You don't listen to respond, but you listen to understand. Let me take that again. You don't listen to respond, but listen to understand. A lot of people listen to other people, their team members, their subordinate, just to respond to their complaint, to respond to their speech, to respond to their point. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion and ideas, right? But you listen first to understand that person, then you respond. But most of the time, what we do the other way around is that we listen just to respond, not to understand. So sometimes that is how we respond to the person out of point, right? Number three, persuade others. How to persuade others? Trust me, you must be a motivational person. You must be able to understand, how do I get people in my team to work with me? This is very important. Then think on your feet. Very important. You don't have all the time in the world to go back to drawing board, to sit down somewhere, go to quiet place and all of that. So you must learn how to think on the spot. When people are talking to you, you're already looking at, okay, what would be the appropriate answer to this? What would be the solution to this? Because as a team leader or as a business owner, people will bring problems to you, and then we expect you provide solution to some of those things. Even your boss will come to you with some of those questions, and you need an answers from you. So you need to develop that ability to think on your feet. Empower yourself. This is very important. Empower come in diverse ways. Just like what you are doing with Transformation College, taking a course, you are empowering yourself, you are empowering your ability. Learn new skills, go for something new, right, that will add to your wealth of knowledge is empowerment. Becoming or become a politically savvy. Don't be completely clueless about what happened in your country as a business owner or somebody who works in a career. You must understand government policy. You must understand certain conversations. You must understand a little bit of how taxes work. You need to know some of the regulatory and compliant things. You need to know them because they are part of things that can make or mar your business if you don't understand them and learn how to capitalize on them, right? Like I said earlier, become a team builder. Not just try to grab from people, develop them, coach them, mentor them, tell them what you need to do. What you have or what you know, share with your team, share knowledge, share ideas. Because when your teams is well developed and they also have high level of intelligence, trust me, to make your job very easy. There are people who are very rigid with their ways, very rigid with their knowledge, rigid with things around them. They are not good players, good team players, right? So become a team builder, not the one that will scatter the team. So handle conflict well. This is very important. Trust me. Trust me. If you master this number 8, how to handle conflict, trust me, you will be a super team player. Because most of conflict will come when you have people, one or two people in a team. They will not always agree with your opinion. They will not always try to get your point. But your ability to be able to resolve the conflict quickly so that you can get back to what is important. Don't forget, every time you are dealing with conflict, there is something you must have at the back of your mind. What is the objective of this team? What is the objective here? The objective is not to be fighting each other. The objective is to meet the business goal. So if you have that at the back of your mind, you will always try to resolve conflict quickly. And being, like 90% of our workplace depend on understanding other people. And that go without a say that all of us need to go back to develop people's skill, to develop good listening, persuading other, think at your feet, empower yourself, being politically aware, become a team builder, and handle conflict. I hope you are still with me, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, brilliant. Thank
Yes, sir.
you. Thank you very much. So let's look at build people's skills. And I explained a lot of things there and then become a good listener. So, you have to form alliance with your group, establish harmony. That's very important. And even in school, you need a team. If you don't build a good relationship with people now that you are in school, when you are even out of school and you need someone to help on certain things, maybe you are looking for a job or you have a proposal, business proposal submitted in an organization, and you realize that one of your colleagues or one of your classmates from school work in that place. If you don't have a good relationship with that person, will you be able to call the person? No. And that's why it's good to have, people skills. Build a good relationship because you will need them. And let me tell you something. Everything you are looking for today or you will look for in the future lies in the hands of people. The treasure of this world is in the hands of people. So if you don't build a good relationship with people, it's very difficult for you. Most of the business that I've been able to secure for our company by the grace of God was most of them, I can tell you 95% of them are from people. The other one come, maybe by other means, but most of the time in relationship, even when you drop your advert on social media, people who don't like you, they wouldn't even like the post. They will not even share. And this is very important. So at every point in time, we need to be intentional about people's skills and then become a good listener. Like I said before, don't just listen to respond, but listen to understand the person's point of view and then you respond. So when you listen, you are well articulate in your answers, right? Listening include both what to say and what not to say. I read a book many years ago, and then the writer was saying, teach my son how to hear what people don't say. Sometimes when you talk to people and they don't even respond to you, trust me, there is something they are saying even in their silence, you pick a message, right? So you must be a good listener to that point that you even hear what people are not even saying at some point. So listening include both what to say and what not to say. So when giving feedback, plan what you want to say in advance. Don't just say. There are people who talk for talking's sake. Let me just say something. No. Be positive. Be specific about what you said. And if you don't understand, ask questions. Ask. Okay. Let's move very quickly. And then um build, share that spirit of enthusiasm and devotions, right, to the group. Make your visions their vision to everyone that is working towards a common goal. That's why I said then that even help in even resolving conflicts if you really understand the goals of the business, right? So your vision or the vision of the business, make it their vision. I don't want to sound religious, but as Christians, there's the book of Habakkuk says something. He said, write down the vision, make it plain, that may run that readeth it. That come to say that when you make a vision clear to your team people, it helps them in running that vision with you. So don't just keep it to yourself. Don't claim to be a Superman who knows all, who will do all. No, you won't do it alone. You won't be able to do it alone. If you do it alone, you will achieve very little because you can't be everywhere at the same time. You can't do everything at the same time. One of the things my boss always be on my neck in the past 4 is ability to delegate and follow up adequately. There is this temptation that you want to do it yourself because you feel that if you do it yourself, you do it perfectly, do it to your taste. Or trust me, if you share the vision with your team and you are built with them, trust me, you will be surprised what they will do. Some of them will do exactly like you, if not doing better than you. So influencing other is very important because that helps us to overcome or to achieve our objections and objective most of the time. And it ignite that passion, in people, right? To challenge others to be better. So don't keep all to yourself. Build trust. This is very important. Persuade rest of the team to trust. Build, be honest. Fulfill your commitment. Let your no be no. Let your yes be yes. If you said you will be there social time, make sure you are there. Don't take order for granted. Minimizing problem for others. Trust me, this work like fire. I was watching a movie recently, and there did 3 young men while they were in the university. They came up with the idea to build a real estate business, and the idea is this, right? Where they were doing this business, every time they have a proposal, right? One of them is a marketer, the other one do other things, the technical part. But yes, when there is a proposal, they sat down together and analyze it and look at it. How do I approach this? And then they gather the idea and come out with a proposal. And they discover that as a result of that, they were winning at every beat. So all of a sudden, one of them got distracted. When they come for those spirit meeting, team board meeting, he will not show up. So before you know it, they start losing, and they were asking why. Because you would think that the other parts is not important, but most of the time, don't forget that you're also dealing with outsider with a different perspective. So, and that is why that team spirit is very important in everything we do in our career, in businesses, in an organization. Praise strategically, very important. And a matter of fact, when you achieve small things, celebrate yourself, learn to celebrate yourself, learn to clap for yourself that we achieved this, and learn to praise your team. And if you learn how to appreciate yourself, it will also build your confidence or your mindset to also appreciate your team. There are people who are too hard on themselves. They've not learned to appreciate themselves. They feel, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. But don't forget that you have achieved some level of success and you deserve, an appreciation. You deserve, a round of applause too. So the team members, even when they get it wrong at some point, everything can be completely wrong. There's something they got right at the process. You remember this user saying that someone said that I didn't fail many times or 1,000 times. I only learn 1,000 way to get the job done. I don't know if you are familiar with that statement. So your team can't be completely wrong at all time. So praise them, praise the team, encourage them, recognize their unique contribution to that achievement, and praise them, appreciate them, let them feel important, let them feel that they did something. That motivate them to put in their best. Then answer objections as benefit, right? when people raise an objection to your opinion, answer them as benefit. Yes, right? Have that time for them and also understand the point where they are coming from. Okay, let's move very quickly because of our time. And here, I would like us to do a quick exercise. All right, a quick exercise. If you can hear me, maybe on your jotting note, or your book, right? Let's do a quick exercise, right? So you are going to write strongly agree, agree, disagree, or neither, right? Or you can just put disagree or strongly disagree on some of the point I will here. And you are going to rate yourself from 1 to 11, right? You're going to rate yourself. And as I go through this, I want you to rate yourself. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear
clearly.
you.
Okay, please take note of this. Just write based on this point, agree, strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. Let's go through the exercise. This is very important, right? There are people like some like to work with team rather than doing it alone. If you're in that category, right, strongly agree. And if you're not, strongly disagree, or whatever category you are, whether you agree, neither here or there, disagree, strongly disagree, just mark yourself. This will help you that at the end of the class, you go through it so that you can assess yourself and also see where you need to adjust. Because one thing that is important in life is change. Change is the only constant thing in life. Okay. So number one, you prefer to work in a team rather than individually. Number two, I enjoy motivating others to help accomplish objective. If you're in that category, tick agreed or strongly agree, or with the other way around. Number three, I avoid working with difficult people or try to resolve group difference. Please mark that. Write that down. You know, there are people when they encounter difficult people in their business or career or in their place of work, they try to avoid them as much as possible. And there is something I discovered too, that some of those difficult people, some of them quite brilliant, and they are very important to the team. So we can't always run from them. We need them in the team. There are people too who don't like resolving issue. They rather keep money. They rather keep, you know, refuse to forgive and then hold on to that. Mm. They say, oh, after all, I'm not even involved. It's the other person. They leave the group like that. And let me give you a typical example. There was a time our team were having issue with each other then. And I was not aware of that. But I joined a call, right? And they were talking to a client. And then the other persons, instead of them to discuss this off the call or even before joining the call, the other person mentioned the other guy's name and said, I hope you are hearing the client. And right on the call, I picked that something was wrong, and the client also note. So immediately after the meeting, I called them. I said, what's going on? What statement is that? And then that was when they start open up. So you can't run because if you don't resolve that differences among your group, it will backfire. Maybe during a very crucial bid or meeting or presentation, something will come up. So mark yourself or rate yourself in that regard. Number four, I can learn more working in a team rather than working by myself. But for me, I actually learn more working with the team because from their ideas, you learn. From what they are saying, you can add that to your own wealth of knowledge, and that helps you. And where you are not even getting it right, somebody in the team will do it better, and then you can pick from there and add to what you know. And when next you're doing it, You say, oh, this guy is quite smart, is quite brilliant. So, number 5, I would prefer to work with individual I have known previously. There are people who have phobia for working with new team. And trust me, you can't have the same set of team working for you all your life. So if you are the type who prefer working with individual that you know previously, then you also need to develop a skill in working with other team. All right. Even if you own your business, there will be a time maybe they will give you a contract that involve other companies. You will get a client to work with. So, and the team, I know your team. So this you have to look at it very well, but mark yourself, objectively, please. Right? Mark yourself objectively so that this will help. Number 6, I give up if my team member do not agree with me. If you're that type, let us know. You know, some people they just give up. Even they don't agree, they don't push further. Right? They are not the type that try to persuade, and that's the weakness. I used to have that weakness because I used to have a line manager when I was working. I worked in several departments of a business before, as office assistant to business admin assistant to admin operation officers to an accountant. I don't study accounting, but I work as an accountant before, and I deal with all kind of taxes and all of that. So I was having this line manager who is a chartered accountant. I was not, and I was working directly with him. Most of the time, I will bring something up to his knowledge, and I'll tell him this is not right. This will not fly because we have another group accountant he will check our records and do some of those things. I'll tell him, no, let's put our record, maybe chart of account this way, let's include it. He will say, we disagree with me. He will say, I'm this kind of person. I like avoiding arguments. So I will just leave him. Then he will send me, I'll go and meet the group accountant. And then that one will send me. She will say, go and call me to person. I'll call him. And then he will come, the man, the woman, we run, talk, and blast him. And then when he come back upstairs, we're like, okay, so you know this. Why didn't you, insisted? I said, no, my organ, I've told you. But so I realized that certain things you need to explain, to your team, especially when you realize that this can disrupt the activity of the business or hamper the business. So we need to really look at this very well while you are marking yourself, right? Don't always be this one. Once they disagree, you don't even want to be part of the team again. No, that can be a big weakness that we need to work on. Number 7, I may not always convince my team members to agree with my opinion, but I will go ahead and do what I feel is right, is correct. Please mark yourself. If you're in this category, rate yourself. Okay. Yes, time is flying very fast. So number 9 or number 8, I think people who can persuade others always possess sound judgment. Hmm. If you're in that category, let us know. Sound judgment. Sometimes even people who persuade others, you'll be surprised that they are not always like that. Just that they have developed certain skills that when they say something, they are passionate enough to convince the other party. Right? Number 9, I will do the work myself if others do not agree to do it. That's where, I said this earlier that many people would rather do it themselves than getting their team involved, than allow their subordinate to deal with this. It's a big weakness, right? So when you have 3, 4 things to do, what do? Will you now say to all of them to wait? No. You need somebody in your team to do it. So sometimes get them to understand this perspective you are coming from and let them work with you in that regard. Number 10, to get the work done, I will listen to person to understand how he or she wants it to be done. Yes, this is very important. Sometimes, if you don't understand, ask questions. Don't just go and say, okay, let me just go and try. We didn't get the details, ask. But most of the time, the reason why we didn't even do it to the best of how the person wants it done is because we did not ask all the details. We didn't ask for all the details. Number 11, I can get people to voluntarily make commitment and get the work done. If you are that type that you are brilliant in motivating people to voluntarily do something or give their commitment to get something done, mark yourself and let me hear from you. In this exercise now, from 1 to 11, what's your score? What's your score? Somebody's your mute and tell me what's your score and
I
why.
wanted to. How do we rate? How do we rate total score?
Okay, if you strongly agree, how many do you have in your strongly agree?
I have up to like 6.
Oh wow, you are a good team player. And let me hear from what about the disagree?
You disagree
That's
at
like 5.
just 3.
3. Okay. Okay. Then the average is about another 3, Abby.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you look at those average and then the weak parts, then you have to work on that. Let me hear from another person quickly. 4 more person, then we'll move on. Who is talking to us? Any other person? So it's only one person that did the exercise.
Uh, uh, I did.
Okay, please go ahead. Tell us.
I
Strongly
have
agree. How many?
three.
3. Okay. What
I,
about
I
average?
okay. Average. I have three.
3. Okay. Then strongly disagree. How many?
None. But I
None.
have
That means you didn't do all.
I have
So take
B's.
3.
B's. My B here is agree. So what I
Okay.
did
Okay.
strongly agree is A.
Okay.
Agree is B.
Okay.
Neutral is C.
Okay.
Agree is D. And strongly disagree for me is E.
Oh, okay. Okay. So your E, none.
None.
How? How?
But
So you're very good with everything here.
no, I have four D's.
Okay, D's. Okay. Okay. So those 4D, you need to work on them, right?
Okay.
You need to work
Okay.
on them. Yes, very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the
Thank
exercise. Please, we need to keep working on that until we become, no one is perfect. We are all working towards perfection, right? And this is what great leaders do. They check. So there's a, you look at your strength, look at your weakness. You concentrate more on your strength and also you work on your weakness because the weakness will show up sometime when it's very, very important. Thank you very much. Let's move on quickly to our next. I don't know if it's my internet. The slide is not moving.
Maybe
Okay.
you should reshare.
Yes. Okay, but you see on right. Can say this.
Yes, think on your feet and empower yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this very important because this is what makes some people look like they are genius. Ability to think on their feet, right? And they empower themselves. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Work on it before you are called upon. It is very important. So this side by side, right? I want us to look at some top executive, right? Say that thinking and speaking well on your feet, while under pressure, is the best thing you can do to your career. Very important. This is, like I said before, this will make some people look as if they are genius. You can quickly, confidently express yourself. This is very important. Set a timer. Ask a friend to speak. Then this is how to help yourself in that area. You try this. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Then you practice, because you continue practice until you get it right. Ask a friend to speak. Then when the timer goes up, use your friend last word as the first word of your own 2 minute talk, right? So you understand the point it's trying to make. It is very important. Then empower yourself. Empowerment means you have the confidence to do something to alter your circumstances, right? I don't want us to look at it from this ambiguous perspective, but the truth is this, right? If you are growing, right, you know there's certain area you need to work on yourself, right? You need to be more assertive, ask for credit when it's due, propose ideas to your group and supervisor, right? Initiate project without being asked. So there are people who always wait for something. If they don't ask them to do anything, they don't do anything, they just fold their arms. I hope you see that in the team. And it's common with a lot of us in this part of the world when we're working. You see your staff when you step out, they will make noise, they will be shouting. Some of them, when you come in, why are you disturbing the office? Some of them will say, oh, why are you not working on this? They didn't ask me to. But he knows that this thing is important, right? So initiate something, a project, work on something. Don't be idle, right? Tie personal goal to those of the organization. Very important. And each time I interview people, one of the questions I ask is that, right, how do you see the organization today? Or when I'm doing no, it's during induction, I will ask them, these are our goals. Each time I read our goals, our objective, our core values to them, I will ask them to tell me 2 or 3 of their own personal goals tied to the organization. Very important. And you should do that for people in your team. Because if they are not seeing their goal in line with the organization, trust me, they will handle a lot of things, with levity. So develop your leadership skill. This is very important. Develop your leadership skill. If you are an autocratic leader, uh, try to develop some skill around being democratic in a way. Look at other areas of your leadership skill that you can always improve on. Then plan to learn, on a continual basis. Learning is the continual thing. You are learning from your team members, you are learning from your subordinates, you learn from a lot of things. You even learn from the happenings around you. Like if a lot of people are aware that things will go this expensive and today in Nigeria, they will plan ahead. If they know that dollar will be this, they will learn certain. So we'll learn from experience that things will not always be the same. So somehow you are trying to adjust from circumstances around you, from people around you, from your past projects and activities. You learn every day. Learn every time. Don't complain about a bad situation. Take action. Look at the positive side. Look at the positive side. I'll get to that where I will say some of the things I want to say to us personally. Yeah, being politically more getting along with people in order to move them towards accomplish a perceived goal. That doesn't mean maneuvering for selfish purpose or manipulating or to deceive them. But you need to understand this, that politics is an inevitable part of every organization. Like I said before, if you don't understand policy, we don't understand. That is why you see, let me say this here for better understanding. You see, sometime you discover that banks, especially the commercial banks, they will not make any decision. Especially the election is coming up this 2027, and if they are going to swear in a new president, you will see that financial institutions will hold some of the things they want to do. Why? Because they need to know the direction of the government before they implement certain things, before they take certain decisions. So if you don't understand how government work, how politics work, how government policy work, it will affect your business. So you need to have nose for what government is doing. You need to have ear for what government is doing. You to be able to smell what will happen next. That make a business grow. Think about what you say before or you write. Understand the effect of your word. This is very important when you are dealing with people. And this talk more of the office politics, right? But trust me, it play either way to your business, to your person, to your career, and all of that. You need to understand. Words are like throwing an egg on the ground. Once it's broken, you can't pick them up again. Once you say it, the other person will pick them, and you may not be able to amend them. Right? So be careful what you say. Think about it well before saying. Right? Suggest a trial period if you meet opposition to an idea you're proposing. Yes, challenges will come. Opposition will definitely come. And if you know the one that you cannot overcome immediately, then give a period, give yourself time. You can overcome it with time. So if the timeline is too short, propose another timeline so that you sit back and look at it again and you get at it. Volunteer occasionally to do the job no one else wants to do. Yes, if you are going to be an expert, you must practice this one. The reason why they will look around Nigeria and say they are flying in an expatriate because that person has over time do things that other find it difficult to do. I used to know a young man that my boss invites occasionally to do some things. And each time he come around and he discovered that thing is very simple for others to do, we said, okay, let me train them to do it. But when it becomes challenges, he will just say, this is the one I would like to do. Complex, difficult. But he will tell you, give me some time, let me go and deal with it. And he will solve the problem. And today they looked at him as, he's an expatriate, right? Number 7, learn your supervisor's preference and work the way your manager work. See, I used to tell people, if you are the type you always want your idea to prevail, then you should start your own thing. But if you work as a subordinate, you have a manager, you have a line manager, you have a team lead. You can't always say you want to do it your own way. You can't say that. You can't say you want to do it your own way all the time. So you need to understand this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, sorry about that. So, you know, and one thing we can't take away in most cases, right, you need to look at it, right, is to be is empathy, right? Empathy. Try to think of a situation from other person's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes, right? Put yourself in that person's shoe before you kill the person. Look at it from the person point of view, right? Empathy is very important because if you are not empathetic in most cases, you will rule the situation. So we need to learn this and learn about the political climate. What action have led to failure for others. Who is in and why? We don't ask questions why. We don't ask questions who. Most of the time, we just go ahead and then it destructs a lot of things. So we need to understand what happened, why. Number six, give credit to others. I said it before. Never steal credit that belongs to someone else. Give kudos to them. Praise the person. If it's someone, if it do well, even if you are the team lead, appreciate the person. Let the person know that what he's doing in the team is appreciated. Okay. So keep secret. Your own and others. Resist the temptation to tell. Yes, I did a program, a course many years ago, and one of the things that was emphasized, if you're going to be a great leader, right, confidentiality is very important. And for us in compliance, one of the key things is confidentiality because people secret, organization secret, your business secret should remain with you. Like from to saying, Coca-Cola have been operating for many years. How come nobody has actually learned their own ingredients and start using it to make exact thing like Coca-Cola, even though they spread all over the world? Because they learn to keep secret. Right? Learn to keep secret of your team members. Resist that temptation to tell all. When they say something, oh, you go and blow it out. Some even go to the extent of, relating information that is confidential to their organization, to others, even to their client, which is not good enough. We must learn confidentiality as business leaders and career people. Very important, right? We just finished one of the exercise. I don't want us to let's just run through this one. Number one, to be successful, you should have a strong relationship with your boss and subordinates. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
To be successful, we should have a strong relationship. Yes, it
Yes,
is
sir.
a very, very
Yes.
true. Yes, with the boss and subordinates. Some people, oh, the only thing they do is just to be in the boss's good book. Whatever happened to their team, they don't care. Trust me, this is dangerous. So be in good relationship, strong one, and that with your boss and your subordinate. Office politics is not very challenging. Do you agree or
Disagree.
disagree? Disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I disagree too strongly. Yes, office politics is very challenging, so trust me. Number three, top people give you a tough time, but also teach you tough lesson. Do you agree with it?
Agree.
Yes,
Strongly
I
agree.
agree. Strongly, yes. Yes, they teach you. Trust me. Trust me. Number four, networking and observation play a major role in being good at office politics.
Strongly agree.
Yes, because in politics, the game of number. Who is your network? Who is even supporting you first? Yeah, sometimes if you run this race alone, you need to observe. Really, observation is very important. You need to understand what is even going on. Number five, there is no ethics or moral in office politics.
Disagree.
Okay, another opinion.
I
Another
disagree
opinion.
too.
You disagree. Thank you.
Yeah.
I disagree. That's the truth. Even though you are playing office politics, don't allow yourself to go against the ethics and the moral. Because when they come to when they want to settle the matter or look at it critically, it can cost you your job or cost you your business. Number 6, corporate politics is not about the individual. It's, it is about the survivor of the corporation. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yes, agree.
Yes.
Agree.
Yes. 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 And even when you even doing your own, right, politics, right, if the goal of the organization in the back of your mind, somehow you will come out fine at the end of the day. That's why it's dangerous to be selfish in most cases, in even both ways, right? Number 7, office politics is the only way you gain real access to your boss here. Is it true or false? You
Disagree.
agree?
False. False.
You agree?
Disagree. Yeah. False.
Disagree.
Disagree. Disagree.
You
Disagree.
disagree?
Mm.
I
Disagree?
disagree.
Yes. Yes, I disagree too. It's not the only way. There are other ways. Yes. Right? When you do, see, nobody wants his business to be in bad light, right? So if you're doing the right thing, then he will notice you. Number 8, those who avoid being political at work may not move forward in their career, may find themselves hmm, resourceful and frustrated, and run the risk of being isolated. Is it true?
Disagree.
Ex-
Neutral for me.
You're neutral. Okay.
I agree.
You agree? I think I'll be neutral here.
Me too. I'll be neutral.
Because being, police, I'll be neutral here. Trust me. But depend on your organization anyway. You need to
Mm.
understand the environment, right? So I can't speak for everybody. Okay. Whatever answer you give for this one, I think you are correct from your own angle. Number 9, if you do all of the work on a project, if you do all of the work on the project, you won't tell the boss because you don't want your co-worker to get in trouble. Do you agree with this?
Yes, I agree.
You won't tell him.
Neutral.
You're
I'm
neutral.
neutral. Depending on the
Okay.
environment.
Yes. Yes, I agree. It
Depending
depends
on the
on the
individual.
environment. Because if it's a place where maybe this has happened not once or twice, I will advise you let the boss know. Till you get. Trust me. So I will be neutral here. In some cases you don't, but in some other issues, situations, you have to tell him. You have to tell him. Number 10. When faced with gossip and rumors, you prefer to be silent but aware. Do you agree with this?
Mm.
I I disagree.
Disagree.
Agree.
Okay.
I'm
Agree.
neutral.
Agree.
Yes, because it's a rumor,
Agree.
right? Be silent, but be aware. That's the thing. Be aware that you need to be brave enough to know this is going on, but let me just be silent, right? Because if you explode before the time, it may fall back on you, and then there was who did you get? You now start saying who told you, and all this long story. Okay, be silent but be aware. Number 11. To master office politics, you should seek a win-lose situation. Who agree with this?
I agree.
Yes, sir. I agree too. Because you can't win in all situations. Number 12. If a person in authority is out to get rid of you, a good tactics will be to establish alliance and position yourself for another job in the company. How do you handle this? I want somebody to give an answer and then explain.
Okay, for me, I believe
Yes.
so well that depending on the organization. For example, if the person getting rid of you is a top line manager, the best thing you need to do is get your allies. That's when office politics comes in. Who are at your back? Are they in the boardroom that can speak on your behalf and let them know situation are things and also be in their good books? But if the person trying to get rid of you is a junior staff, but has plays good of where office politics, one of the things you need to do is to use your position to bring the person's ego down. At said, for some areas, you can do a transfer of that person depending on how big the organization is. Or like, for example, in the banking sector, if you are in a higher managerial position, you can do a transfer of that person from that branch to another branch, just to be able to reduce the tension at the office. That's from me.
Thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Any other person? I like that. Yes, that's it. Based on the situation, like you said, if it's a junior person, that's it. You need to. Then if you don't have anybody in the boardroom to speak for you, then you need to start seeking, another position. But if you have someone, yes, you need to form that alliance. Thank you. Thank you for
All
that.
right. Sorry, Mr.
Yes,
Sonny.
yes.
This is my experience as regarding that question. It's it's very challenging. But let me give you a scenario. It's my experience, but I'll play it as a scenario. Um,
Okay.
just like you said, somebody speaking for you. The previous speaker who said somebody speaking for you, uh, in the boardroom. So here's a scenario. A new position was a new. Would I say post or a new office was needed? A new what? Oh my God!
Opening
A
or
new
position, right?
position was there, so they had to select
Okay.
from a few of us that were there, and we all of us we were able to meet up with the requirement. But just like the previous speaker said, somebody particularly didn't want me to be there because of loyalty. She wasn't seeing that I was somebody that she could control or manipulate or kind of bend based on the rules of the organization. That's coming to office politics. So they prefer the other guy. They prefer the other guy, but the board, those who were in the boardroom came back to me and said, this is what is happening. I should play along with this. I said, okay, well, I don't know. But this is somebody that we are in the same, for example, we're in the same staff quarters. And hello, good morning, ma. Good morning, sir. Good, good. I have not had any reason to say I have been rude in a way, but when you talk about ethics and morals, that is where I stand. I always stand to, okay, this is what is right. As long as it's in line with the policy of the organization, I like to follow it and do it
Exactly.
strictly. Yeah, so I had that challenge. I'm just making this scenario to say that, okay, how do you, because here the top is the one deciding whether you are going to go to that
Go
position
with
or
that.
not. Yes, yes. So that's my own contribution anyway. So you find out that the best option for me was to leave. Well, okay, eventually the story ends. They eventually gave to my friend, and she thought he was going to be loyal to her. He eventually got into the office and was not loyal to her. To the let's say the admin, the head after this is the structure. After the admin is the director. So the admin runs the system. Then in this department, my friend is the one heading the department. So it was very challenging. That she thought he was going to be pliable. It's just somebody to control like that. That guy became like a bone on her throat. And then eventually, as we speak now, she's been asked to hand over uh ending of this month that I'm talking to. So this is I'm telling you is a recent happening. So I think for me, bringing ethics and moral, it has a way it plays in office politics. Eventually, also, I see karma. Karma has also a role in playing
New
when
role to
somebody
play.
when somebody tries to manipulate things for their own selfish reason, not even
Selfish.
for the organization.
Mm. Mm.
Not even for the organization. Then another story comes to mind when a friend of mine was in a system. When I'm in a system, I do not want to mention any name. That's why I'm using those terms, system.
Yeah.
And this lady, what ordinarily will if I tell you the event, when they ask you to go to HQ, you should know that to report to HQ, you should know that you have done something that is require you being fired. But of course, ethically, what she did was wrong, but because there's a superior over her who instruction she was following, they sacked the one who gave the instruction, and then they gave her suspension.
Hi.
I don't know whether it was in the banking system. They
Yeah.
did the boss asked her to do something, and then ethically it was wrong. It was good if you are not caught, you
Yeah.
can go for free. But if you are caught, it's fired. But who gave the instruction? If she was the one that did it, she would have been the one fired. But the boss gave the instruction that she should do it. So I feel corporate corporate uh, corporate greed can also, if you are not careful, it can damn you into some issue. I'm sorry I came very, very late. I was trying to join earlier on, but this question is very, very instructive. So I thought I should put in one or two words to it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. This really clarified a lot of things that we were discussing previously, too. Because, like I said, that ethics is very important in office politics. You need to consider that because when you come back, just like you said, it will board on that. And if assuming she was objective or having the objective of the company in mind and work with ethics and moral of the office, will have decided to go with you, which may help her to be successful in that position. Well, you see what happened, like you said, then the karma come to play here. Okay, thank you very much for sharing that, and I believe everybody on the call learn one or two things from that experience. This very important. Please don't throw the ethics away. Let's understand where we are, and when you are fighting, know that you are in line with the ethics of the organization. Thank you, sir. So number 13, now if you made any significant contribution to a project, you will always make sure that other knows about it, which in turn add to your reputation. Who agree with this?
Uh,
I agree with it because most
I
people
agree
yeah.
will
with
try
it.
to steal it for
Social.
themselves.
Mhm.
Again, sir, it depends
Yes,
on the structure of the project,
the project.
such
Okay.
that yeah, everybody knows who does what. If there's a timeline that is given to for the project, and then let's say Mr. Rick is the project head, and then everything that if the project is successful, of course, the glory goes to the head, right? But everybody
Yes.
contributed to it. So, but if there is a
Mhm.
sheet that explains who handles every part of the project, okay, it's easier to know who did what and whether that thing that he did was successful or otherwise. So, for me to now go back to say, okay, I'm the one that make this one success. My own contribution was that one, and that one was the one that was succeeded. I don't know
Okay.
how that is.
You don't want to start singing your praise.
Yeah. So
No praise. Yeah.
yeah, the head. Eventually, if we all win, that brings us to teamwork. If we all win, we all win. If
Yeah.
the project was successful, we're all successful. But if you're talking about significant contribution to a project and you always want to make sure that others know about it, it's like blowing your trumpet, you know. I
Mm.
don't know. We're just trying to analyze the question, as it were.
Yes. Yes,
So
that's what it is. So that or when we find ourselves in this situation, we'll know exactly what to do. That is why we're
Exactly, sir.
analyzing this. Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. And thank you for the other
Yes, sir.
opinion too.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
So sometimes you don't have to blow your trumpet. The truth is that except they don't want to say it, they know who does what. They know who actually contributed significantly to the project. Sometimes people want to, just play politics with it, but in read down this thing, they know it. How do I know? You discover that if you make a significant contribution to a particular project and they didn't say anything about it, if a similar project comes up or some a similar project comes up again, you discover that they will try to involve you. Do you notice that?
Correct.
Even when
Correct.
when
Correct.
you are even occupied with something, that they will move you from that and said, okay, come and handle this. Yes, to tell you that they're actually aware. Okay. Thank you. Let's move on to the next exercise. This will talk about the team. The question that team should answer before starting a project. These are some of the questions we're supposed to answer before starting a project. Number one, what is the goal? Yes. What are we trying to achieve? And that goal is very important. And we talk about goals these days. They said make your goal. Before we used to say make your goal smart, right? Now in Transformation College, we learned that make your goal smarter, right? Which is what? Can you help me out? Make your goal smarter. S for
Specific. As for
uh-huh.
specific, uh,
Yes. M for
measurable,
measurable. A for
if attainable,
Attainable.
attainable, achievable. Yes. R for
realistic,
Realistic.
realistic. And T
yeah,
for
Time bound.
time bound.
time-bound,
You're truly a student of Transformation College.
Time bound.
Then E,
evaluate,
evaluate. And then the last R is what?
uh, some message should answer that one, no? Or PTBT.
Somebody should help us. Help us. R for, and it's there. I can hear it. I think I
Reevaluate,
reevaluate. Thank you.
evaluate. Yes, yeah,
Reevaluate. Thank you. That's the last one. So for every project we want to embark on, as we need to look at it. What is our goal? Let's make it smarter. That way, you know. Then reevaluate is very important because you can't stop at Kanban. You evaluate and reevaluate so that you come back. Where do we get it wrong? Where do we miss it? How do we get it right? So let's go to number two. Who provide the mission statement? Who provide the mission statement? In a project, who provide the mission statement? This is the top management, middle, and or the who will help us here? Before we go on break, we need to wrap this up. Somebody should help us. In a
the
project,
project,
yes,
yeah, the project stakeholders, it could
stakeholder.
be, yeah, which is could be the board. It depends on also again the kind of project that we are doing and based on the structure of the organization. But ideally, if we say if we are doing a project, for example, uh,
Mm,
building, let's say, let me just give this scenario. Maybe it could be out of it, but let's say we want to build a phone, a mobile phone app,
yeah,
and the organization is into IT. So the goal certainly will come from either the head of IT as
yeah.
regarding from the departmental level. So it could be normally it's always the head or the vision provider.
Okay.
So
Yes, always. In most cases, the head, really. Yes. Or if they have like a steering committee over that particular project, then yes. Thank you very much for that. That's true. Number three, what are our limits? How far? What's our limit? Where are we going to stop? Number 4, where will support come from? Right? Who will be our sponsor? I work in an organization where we deal with project, and when we start, the client will argue with us. They will say, "No, Mr. Sonny, your timeline is too much. How can you say 14 weeks for this project? Can't we achieve this project within 6 weeks, 8 weeks?" I said, the problem is not from us. I prefer to do it 6 weeks or do it even in shorter time. Why? Because that is more profitable for me, for my organization. But that depends on you. Most of the time, people don't look at where we support come from. Who is the sponsor? Sponsor is very important in every project. Is play a vital role in the success of the project. Most of the time, those projects are always on hold because people don't easily identify who is our sponsor. This is very important. Please, every time you're embarking on any project, please ask where will support come from? Who will be our sponsor? Number 5, who will be team leader? How is that person selected? I want somebody to speak to this. How, if you start a project, for example, you are the project initiator, right? How do you think about picking a leader from the team? Or how is that person being selected? Do you want to throw it open? Do you want to just pick anybody, maybe based on seniority at work? Or how will you pick your team lead?
Is it general
Okay,
question, sir?
Yeah, general
yeah,
question. Anybody at all. Yes.
Okay, for
let
me.
me give you this scenario, and then it will help in any contribution further to regarding how. In 2014 we were supposed to travel to South Africa, and we had about 3 very senior managers, and in this trip, so who is going to be the one to assign who is going to lead was a tug of war, I must be honest with you. So even we had senior managers who have been in the organization for a long time, and then those who just came in, and then this particular person was very what do I do? Was an extrovert, so wanting always to push forth uh, herself to the scene. Oh, when we're meeting a certain group of people, she was, "Oh, I am so person. I'm the one with this team." So we end up not having a leader because right from the word go, nobody was selected officially. It was just based on assumption. We took a flight from Abuja, got to South Africa. I was in the middle of managers, senior managers, trying to get my approval to say, you see what this person A is doing or what this person is doing. I'm making this to let us know that basically, if nothing is set right from the very go, there will be always a chaos in every system, no matter how beautiful it is. So you have to know this, you have to put a structure and be bold to say, okay, even if the person that is going to lead a team is not the senior manager, but that has a requirement, he should lead the team. He should lead the team, and others can still follow their own rule. This is just an experiential knowledge I'm just sharing with us. So I'll allow,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I love
Thank you.
what you mentioned because that is one thing in team leader selection, right? Which is what requirement. But let me allow another person to speak first. Go ahead. Any other person, please.
Yes, thank you. The first speaker I just spoke, thank you very much. I want to contribute to it as well because for me, choosing a leader to lead the project team should not be based on hierarchy. It should be based on who can be able to execute this project fast and bring out the best result. Because there are some leaders there are some employees in some organizations, they are born leaders, irrespective of their skill or their certifications. They have this idea to execute whatever is written on the book or the structure or the roadmap for the project, execute it and it will come out perfectly. So like the first speaker said, at the initial beginning, everything should be spelled out rather to work on general assumption to say, oh, we have our, let's say, our team lead here, he's the one to lead the team. Let all of them sit down and has to be able to discuss and say, who should lead the team to execute this project? And I believe it should be on the person who can be able to execute that project with meeting up the timelines.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Brilliant, brilliant answer, honestly, because when selecting a team leader for any project, you need to look at the requirement. What's the project requirement? You need to put into consideration technical expertise or project, right? Uh, what is the risk involved? And then you look at the competence of the person you are looking at relative to the technicality, the requirement of the project, and then you're looking at, okay, what is the leadership ability, just like you said now, right? And sometimes, we are political about some of these things so much that we pick based on seniority and all of that. It's just a project. Not the person is not coming to take your job. They are not giving your salary to that person. So we should look more on the competent, the leadership ability, and then the communication ability of that person to be able to deal with it. And in most cases, let's get the management to appoint. Just like the case is that at the end of the day, nobody was appointed. And that's very, it's funny. Thank God for maturity of your team that you're able to go and then coordinate yourself. Because everybody can look at it that it's not my responsibility. Yes, but somebody need to be accountable. So in cases like that, management need to appoint someone, or the team choose a team leader, or in some cases, a volunteer can help, right? So those are some of the things, so that we will not uh, leave the project in the hands of someone who will not handle it properly. Okay, let's move on very quickly to our number 6. What are the deadlines we face? Timeline is very important in every project, right? And when you are not meeting up with the timeline, you should communicate to your team. Let me put it this way: you communicate to all stakeholders. Communicate to all stakeholders. You need to carry them along in meeting the deadline that you face, and those are the things you need to consider, right? And if the timeline is very short for a particular project, say it ahead even before you start, right? Because it's good to say, oh, we can accomplish this in 6 weeks, let's do it for 12 weeks, rather than agree to 6 weeks, and then they are seeing you as an incompetent person. So timeline is very important to consider. Number 7, what resources are available? You need to consider our resources. I don't want to sound religious, but they say, who is he that want to build a tower that will not first sit down to count the resources, whether he's able to accomplish it or not? So resources, in terms of the financial resources, the manpower, and the tools and everything we need for the project to be successful, need to be considered when you are starting any project. And also, number 8, what data will be needed to collect? Yes. And this data can even come from the historical data of a similar project, or a data that you need at the course of the project. This is very important. Sometimes we leave this part out. People just assume that when we start, we begin to do, and that is why one of the best way to start any project is to first do what is called requirement gathering, right? What do we need, right? What do we need for this project? And you are gathering all the requirements, document them properly before you embark on the project. Number 9, for how long will our team exist? Is it a short time? Is the team that will be together for a long time? This need to be analyzed. You know why? There are people who can't even work with other people for a very long time. But in certain situations, right, if you are not the owner of the business, there is nothing you can do. If they allocate you to some of the team, you have to be there. So you need to learn. That's why we talk about team player in our previous discussion, right? This is very important. Let's look at number 10. Who are the customer for our team result? What do they expect us? Expectation is very important, because if you don't meet the expectation, another problem. So you need to know what the expectation is. If when you are, even as a business, when you're dealing with your customers, right, you should work very hard to surpass their expectation. That's what keep you ahead. That's what keep you ahead of your competitors. And even even if it's an internal project within your team, right? Don't forget that internal stakeholders are also customers, and there are certain expectations from that project. So you need to see the way, or seek a way among your team, discuss that. What is the expectation of our stakeholders, and how do we meet their expectation or even surpass their expectation? Those questions need to be answered from the very beginning of the project. Number 11, will our team responsibility conflict with our regular job? This happens in most cases. In a situation, okay, we implement a lot of compliance things like ISO's implementation for companies. And we know that this implementing this standard, right, we need champions from the client. For those in financial institution, we understand what I'm talking about. We need people who will champion the project from their end. We need a project manager. We need somebody who would handle each of the standard. We even need an assistant, so that if the person is not available, this person can deal with it. Because whatever documentation, processes, procedures that our team is working on must be reviewed by the client, to ensure that they speak to the environment. In that regard, we can't do it alone. So we need champions from the client. And we also know that those that they put in charge, those that they put in charge of that, right? They have their day-to-day job, they have their occupational responsibility. So they don't have 24 hours to attend to us. They need to do their job, because this will not make any companies to sack them, right? But their primary responsibility in the organization, they can sack them for that. So you need to put that into consideration. Is our responsibility conflict with the regular job of our team members, so that you can create that, allowance. You can create that space for them to be able to juggle between their primary responsibility and the project at hand. You need to consider that when you are starting a project. Number 12, what is the reward for success? Trust me, this is one of the incentive, right, that help people to put in their best. Sometimes, when we even want to do awareness, for example, we will say that awareness comes with certificate of participation, of attendance. Why? You're trying to compare people to attend. If not, a lot of people will not join, number one. Number two, they will join. Some will just, join the meeting and just leave their gadget and then walk away. Especially if you are doing it online, then you will now be asking, "Hello, are you there?" You won't hear anything, because there is no reward, there is no incentive. So when starting a project, try to push some certain, if those that help with that project, even if it's going to give them a kind of kudos, maybe a certificate or something to show, or they can add that to their resume, that we complete this particular project, is very important. Looking at the reward for success. Number 13, how will decision be made? This is very important. If decision determine the destiny of anything. Decision determine the destiny of the project. So how will decision be made? Very important. All the stakeholders need to put their heads together and look at this. Most times, these are the little things that are missing in starting a project, and then it look like, oh, how do we get here? And what are we doing here? So if you don't want those kind of surprises in any project, you have to consider your decision-making process. regarding the project itself. Number 14, how will our effort be measured? You know, the KPI in every project, very important, right? If you don't have a way to measure the effort of people involved, trust me, the project will suffer a great deal. And this needs to be considered from the starting point. Number 15, will our intended success be replicated? If so, how and by who? All of these need to be considered when you are working on any project. Are we all together? Are we all together? Don't worry,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
we will be going on break soon.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll be going on break soon, and let's quickly move to something. Is Mercy? I don't know. My slide is not moving. Okay. Let me check my internet. Hmm. Okay,
Sir, can you reshare?
why I'm trying to reshare, if you have any contribution to what I just said earlier, the 5 last point, please can you help us out? Why I try to reshare my. Okay, is it back on now? It's moving now.
No,
It's
it's
moving.
still on key question that team should answer.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Thank you for that feedback. Eh? What about now?
Coming up. Yes, you
Okay,
are on.
thank you very much. So here we're going to be looking at handle conflict well. The KIND, the kind techniques. We use the kind techniques for this. Very important. The best bringing conflict into the open has its advantage, right? So the best
Please,
we
sir, put
can.
it on projection mode.
Okay, thank you. So people willingness to improve life circumstances, talking about conflict from help to clear the air is very important. Rather than bear grudges, you meet in the office, you can't greet, you meet the person you are working on the same project, things that you're supposed to discuss verbally and resolve them so that you can make progress. You can't discuss them because some of those things are not open, they are not discussed. Thinking about the possibility of conflict often help to avoid it. So we look at the kind, that's KIND, techniques in resolving this. Number one is kind. Start with kind word. Trust me. Kind word uh, cannot be overemphasized. Let me put it that way. It encourage, cooperation. Very important. Show your determination. Make the conflict situation better when you speak your word, with kindly. Yes, though you are angry, though you are not happy about what happened, but there is a better way to put your word. Some people used to say, "Oh, I'll say my mind. I'll say it at it is." Yes, even in saying that, don't insult the other person. Let your word be as kind as possible. And that is why before you respond to any argument or any matter, think about it first. Think about how the other person will feel about what you want to say. Inform, demonstrate you have taken time to learn more about the person. They say if you are not informed, you'll be deformed. What is important to them? What they prefer in terms of work. So be informed. Have a prior information about certain people and certain situations. Okay. New. Do something novel you have not tried before. Put creativity. Yes, the word creativity is very important in today's world, in everything you do, in your team, in your work, in how your approach. Creativity is very important. Discover a plan to which both subscribe. Keep a journal about the problems and solution. When something happened before, how was it resolved? And when you go to the law court, most of the time you discover that, see lawyers citing, instances of cases that happened in the past many years ago. Why? They are trying to bring up how a certain problem happened and what was the solution, because that helped. So even in your creativity, you're understanding something, right? Number the D part, which is the last one, is define, right? Uh, um, right? Do not permit the exchange to conclude until you have made a definite overthrow, right? And what I'm trying to say here is you promise to do things differently, or you promise to do differently, because it's not, and if you are not call to action, and the call to action here will be that you promise to do things differently, you promise to change, you are not doing it that same way again. And let me say this, which is not directly here, but one thing we conflict most of the time, right? When people say they forgive, Mercy, is it almost time for break? Yes. Okay. Let me throw this open here before I will say some certain thing. Right? Yes, if you forgive somebody, it's difficult to forget. So what is forgiveness here? Can somebody answer us? How do you know you are forgiving that person? Or how will the other person know that you are forgiving him or her? Somebody to help me here.
Okay.
Okay, Paul.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay. This is experiential. I
Yes.
say that because we all differ in the way we handle conflicts. But for me, I would say that I have forgiven someone when the the feeling that I have when the event happened is not the same. After meeting or seeing the person the next few days or 1 month or 1 year later, I do not feel hurt. I do not feel disappointed. I can feel that I've forgiven that person. So I relate with that person based on that. I cannot forget, but if I even have to talk about it, that feeling of hurt won't be present as it were when it did happen. Because if it did happen, if I still feel the pain currently, that means I haven't forgiven the person, even if it's maybe 10 years later. So that is for me as a person, because I maybe contributing to the fact that okay, because of my orientation or because of my faith, I could manage it in this.
No, thank you very much. Brilliant. Brilliant. Any other person?
Yes,
It's
for
time
me,
for a break. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, for me, I believe in the Christendom, like in a religious setting, we say forgive and forget, but that doesn't mean it's a sign of memory loss, but you just have to let go. But in a corporate environment, for me, I would say being forgiving is not avoiding the person because work has to go on, but you have to be careful because depending on the situation, let me just give an example where someone has to indict you in a manner before your boss, and you knew that there are a whole lot of likes and conspiracy going on. At the end of the day, you are being vindicated, but the person will come and say, "I'm sorry, I just wanted to do it for the sake of this, and this, or for the sake of my promotion." Fine, you might just be okay, you forgot, you forgiven, but you have to be careful of such person in an organization. To me, forgiveness in an organization might just be we are still talking, but most especially high percentage still hold it in their mind against such a colleague.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That absolutely. So, like the first speaker and even your part, right? when you don't use that situation to act against the person again, you are forgiving that person. At that point, you will know that you are forgiving the person. But if the person still comes and says, well, no, that's what happened, then you have not forgiven the person. Even though you said you forgive, you are still hurt, and in your mind, you are still not forgiven. So thank you for your answers, and that's very, very brilliant. I think it's time for break, and when we come back, we'll continue and conversations. Don't forget, our topic is career in business. Uh, I don't know if you have a question before we go. Somebody is talking.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
Yes, I'm trying to say something. My network is unstable.
Okay,
All
go
right. So
ahead, please.
I was trying to I want to be sure that Messi is on this call.
Yes.
Before we go for break,
I'm right here, sir.
I just wanted to say that when you made that statement, this is what you did the last time is for women. And then he repeat again. They will remind him again and again. So you did this thing
Mhm.
3 months ago. You did this one last year in 2024. This is what you did, and you are still doing it up to today. I'm saying that to say that mostly women are the one that are fond of that. They have the history and they have the records of everything that you have done from the day you met them, and they can forgive you, but they always bring it back
Give that,
if
that,
the
that
event
diary
happened.
of the but in as much as he did not even use it against you, if it's just a reminder, then it's fine. But it's okay
It's a
because of that, I'm
reminder.
not going to give you this. Then you know that.
Uh,
It's a
I'm sorry,
reminder.
but I
I, I,
disagree with
I
that.
see
Some
Messi
men do it too.
laughing.
Some men do that
I see Messi
actually.
laughing.
Thank you very
Some
much.
men are like that.
Somebody is protesting that men, some
Yes,
men are like
some
that.
men are like that too.
I'm happy
Okay,
that
but
you say some men. I'm
not all
happy that you
men.
say some men.
But
I also say some women.
So, see me.
okay. So let's go on
All
break,
right,
and then Mercy, you can
thank
take
you,
it off from
sir.
here. When we come back, we'll continue, and then we're going to discuss a couple of other things. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. I enjoyed myself in this first segment. I believe you don't want to miss the second one. We'll be back at exactly 12:30 p.m. Just enjoy your short break. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Welcome back, everyone. Uh, let's start, and we'll wrap this up as soon as possible. Just is everybody back in the class? Let me get a feedback.
Yes, we can continue. Others will join us in the course of the class.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's do a quick. Okay, let me play. I'd like to play a short video for us while we're waiting for the rest to join us. Uh, Okay. Let me share my screen, please. Um, Let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Can you see the video? What can you see on the screen?
There's a man on the screen.
Okay.
It says,
5 ways to
there's a
create a
5 ways to
strong
create stronger
connection.
connections. Yes.
Yes, let's quickly watch this video.
But we can't hear. I can't hear. I don't know about others.
You can hear.
Yes, I can't hear what the man is saying.
Is it the same thing with everybody?
Yes, there is no sound.
Oh, something is wrong. And I put it the highest volume. Okay. Okay, let me. What about now? Same thing.
Same thing.
Okay, let me stop the video. Let me stop the video. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened with that. Okay, let me please share my screen so that we'll continue. Okay, it was actually about is a video talking about the connections, workplace connections, looking at the technology today. Uh, there's a disconnection. Those days we visit ourselves, but now you don't have to do that anymore. Just a phone calls away, and instead of physical letters to friends and family, we just send an emails, and so everything has gone digital. So there is a disconnections, right? So it was actually talking about how do we bridge that gap? How do we still have that connections, like especially those of us that have the privilege of maybe a hybrid job where you meet in the office once a while, is actually emphasizing that you need to take advantage of those connections because technology is actually putting, us away from each other. So those are the things he's talking about. So, but in this section, we're going to look at some very vital things. I wanted to show that video just to solidify what we discussed in the first section. And here we're going to do a lot of, give a lot of example, maybe do some demos and all of that. So now we're going to be looking at make your future happen and learn to plan. Right? Problem arise when uh, consistently we substitute impulse action for goal-oriented plan. Right? People talk about what they want to do. People, discuss what they want to do, but many people don't really plan what they want to do. So anything you want to do, if you have not really planned it properly, is just a wish because you have not put together how you intend to achieve it. Right? It's just an impulse, right? So plan is a method or process worked out in advance that leads to the achievement of some goals. So plan is systematic, right? It relied on using step-by-step procedures. A plan also need to be flexible, right? If you are rigid with your plan, it will be difficult to achieve it, and that has to do with even in an organization. I used to say that corporate strategy is not supposed to be rigid. It's to be flexible enough for some adjustment, right? So if it's not working that way, you can adjust. It's still at the planning stage. So, like a building put in paper can adjust, not when you start building. When you build, put a decking and all of that, it's difficult to alter the structure. But the planning can always be adjusted. The plan can always be adjusted, can amend, rework, and all of that. So, same thing with a plan, either business plan, career plan, whatever plan you have. It should be flexible enough for you to adjust if the scheme that it may be adopted to gradually change in your goals. If there are changes, you can always update it, right? So there must be a balance between your plan and your impulse planning, right? Success in life require long range planning and discipline. This is very important, right? So we have short time plan, long time plan, just like your goal, right? In a short run, plan involve sacrifice, yes, but in the long run, it gives you more options, include being able to act on impulse when you want to. Okay. Then let's look at the impulse in the other hand, right? Posthumous event produce some of the happiest, most meaningful times of your life. That's true, right? And planning being impulse are both good to you, and you need to balance them, right? When you already take a certain steps, right, in bringing that thing to light, than just having it just as a daydream in your mind. So we're going to look at the 6 steps planning process. Number one, set a goal. And I talked about goal earlier, right? Set your goals, make it smart, and all of that. So I won't go into all of that. But here, in the 6 step planning process, you have to set a goal. Identify something you want to achieve first. That is the first thing. So identify something you want to achieve is the first step, right? So the goal usually a longer time or the short time plan, whatever it is that's required. You need to be patient with it, plan it, and then discipline to keep to that course until you achieve it. It's very easy for someone to say that I want to go to Transformation College and I want to accomplish my or achieve a diploma in Transformation College. As a matter of fact, I believe the day you start the class, the day one, you have more than maybe up to 100 or about 50 people on the call. But today you have very few people on the call. What happened? A lot of people, they set goal, but they didn't plan adequately for it, and they are not patient enough or disciplined enough to follow through with it, right? And then number two, acquire knowledge. Yes, gain understanding of your goal, what you are planning for, or what you intend to achieve, right? You need understanding. You need to go for learning. Say, for example, you want to start a business, you need to ask questions, you need to do your visibility study, right? Uh, it's very important. You have to do your visibility study. You need to understand how does the business work, how people who are doing how they become successful in that business, right? Gather information, do thorough research, conversations, and thought, which I just mentioned, right? These are some of the key to the success of that plan, that goal. So in your planning process, you need to acquire knowledge, you need informations, you need data, you need to have conversation with some certain people. Number three, compare alternatives, right? Weigh your options. Yes. Analyze the impulse, the pluses, the plus and the pluses and the minuses of each, cost, demand, likelihood of success, what would be the outcome, right? You are still at the ideating stage. So at that point, you have the advantage of adjusting, right? Of changing certain things. So you need to ensure that you look at this uh, from your cost, your demand, your likelihood of success, and then be very practical or factual in this regard. Then choose a strategy. Select the best plan to action based on sound information, based on the information you gather, based on the research that you have done, right? Both the experience of others and your own interest and ability. You need to choose a strategy on how to approach that particular goal. Then make a commitment. This is very important, right? Commitment in everything is important, even in relationship, in family, in your career, in your businesses. If you are not committed to it, you won't be able to achieve it. So you need to make a commitment, resolve to proceed step by step towards your goal. Keep your eye on the prize, keep your eye on the ball. Don't just say, oh, if it doesn't work, I'll step out. Make a commitment to ensure that you succeed in that business, and that will prompt your motivations as well, right? Someone said commitment help you to move ahead regardless of the oppositions. So very important. Stay flexible. Evaluate your progress. If there are needs to adjustment or change, do that without any biasness and all. When necessary, reverse your plan to deal with changes, circumstances, and new opportunity. Okay, those are the 6 steps, right? Set a goal, acquire knowledge, very important, compare alternative, choose a strategy, make a commitment, and stay flexible. With these 6-step planning processes, you can achieve your goal. This is very important. And planning in action. Okay, let's look at it practically, like a headphone example, right? And this example illustrates the planning process applied to buying a new pair of wireless headphone. So set a goal, right? Possess a pair of wireless headphone. Step 2, acquire knowledge. Ask a friend to try their headphone, study standard and piece and all of that. You know, in Nigeria, we buy things based on someone is using it. Let me buy. Yes, it's good to learn from their experience. Yes, but you really need to do more than someone is just using that. What is he using it for? What is the benefit of that thing to that person before you go ahead? So you need knowledge of what you want to do. No one is an island. There are people who are in that same business that you want to go into. There are people who are in that same career you want to go into. So you need to ask questions. You need to get adequate knowledge in that. Then compare alternative. For example, if you are buying it in eBay, for example, what's the cost? And if you are looking for an alternative place to get it, another platform, how much is it? So you can make an excellent decision in this regard. Then number 4, choose a strategy. Decide to buy high quality headphone, right? It might be delayed 6 months to save rather than using a credit card or pay interest, whatever it is. And then number 5, make a commitment. Give up, let's say, like 6 months, carry lunch into the eating out and all, saving and dedicate headphone. So stay flexible here will be um please, can you hear me? Everybody tend to be very quiet. I don't know if you are
Yes, we can hear
Um,
you,
I'm
sir.
hearing you,
you are
sir.
can
with me.
hear.
Okay, thank you very much. I need to
I hear you,
be
sir.
sure. Okay, so stay flexible. Sometimes you want to buy this equipment. For example, you compare buying it abstractly or paying uh bit by bit and all of that. Whatever work, especially when it comes to business, right? There are steps you will take that may not be successful. It's not the time to say, okay, I'm not doing this again. No, it can be okay. How where do we get strong? And then you are flexible enough to replan what you intend to do. So planning your life, let's look at it. And there are 5 dimensions to this. There are 5 dimensions to planning one's life, right? No part of life, for example, for that need every part of life needs to be planned, right? And this is very important. The number one is career. Choose a field of work and development. The knowledge and the skill needed to enter and move ahead in that field. That's the first step. There are people who live life to chance, and it affects a lot of people. And that is why you ask many people today, what do you want to do? Or what do you want to achieve? They say anything. And they answer that questions these days anyhow, right? You ask them, what do you want to do? What do you want to become? They say anything. Anything is nothing really. So the first step is to choose a field of work, right? I remember when I was much younger, my uncle looked at me and said, okay, you're good at maths, and so you should study engineering. And then I said, oh, engineering. I want to become a petrochemical engineer. And then that has been my goal. So when I got to SS1, I realized that I have no flair for anything engineering and all of that. I like, interacting with people. I don't want them to send me into one field and then I will stay there alone, facing machines and all of that. So I started evaluating myself. Okay, which career do I really want to go into? I said I would like to be, what's it called, business development person and all of that. So I start asking my teachers, and then I change, right? And when I get into the field, I wasn't even in business development. I started from admin, and then later to business development. But now I now find my feet in business development, and then I will now begin to achieve some level of success. Why? Because it's what I really, really want to do. Then I start asking questions and start building career in that part. What am I saying? The first part to success is to choose a field or a course, right? Not just do it because someone else is doing it. No. Then number two, self. Decide who you are. And let me say this, which is not directly part of this lecture, but these 3 questions really, these 3 questions that people don't answer is the reason why they find it difficult uh, to address certain issues in their life, in terms of career, in terms of marriage, in terms of business, in terms of what they want to do. And what are those 3 questions? Please, if you are with your pen and paper, please write it down. Uh, Number one, who am I? This is the question of identity. A lot of people don't answer that questions. And that is why you see people, they are in a career, in a businesses, or they live their life, and then all of a sudden they realize they are 40, 45, 50, 60, and they wake up one day and then realize that they miss something out completely. All right. So the first question is what? Who am I? That's the question of identity. Everybody in life, every man on earth must answer that question of identity. You must know who you are. That helps you to make choices of careers, of relationship, of anything you want to do. Then the next question is, what can I do? What is your capability? What is your ability? What is your inbuilt resources that you have? What can I do? That's the question of potential. Please, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you,
Okay.
sir.
I hope I'm not too
Yes,
fast.
sir. Good.
I hope I'm not too fast.
We are following at
Not
least.
at all.
Okay. First question, who am I? Second question is the question, what can I do? That's a question of potential, right? And then the third one is, where am I going? That's the question of destiny. That's destination in life. Where am I going? So, in looking at planning your life, right? You answer careers. Second one is decide who you are and what kind of person you want to be. It is very important. So, working to develop your strength, overcome your weaknesses, refine your value in this line, right? Make you come out successful in your planning for your life, because you know who you are and then you know what to choose. You know where you are going. Then number three, lifestyle. Express yourself in the nature and quality of your everyday life, right? What's your hobby? What's your how you use your time and money? Very important. What's your lifestyle? There are people who spend time on things that have nothing to do with their career, with where they are going, with their goals, with their, their dreams and their ambitions. They spend time on other things. For example, football is very important. But if you are a business person or a career person that want to be very successful, you won't spend all your time watching football. You will do that at your leisure. But you can't leave your office, for example, and say, okay, because Arsenal is playing Champions League final, and you have a very important meeting with a top officers, and said you're going to leave it. So you need to really analyze how you use your time and all of that. Then the fourth one is relationship. Yes, I told people that if you want to be successful, especially for those of us in business development and those in business and career, if you want to be successful, then relationship is very key. Developing, partnership, friendship with people is very important. Get along with people, not just because you are working with them. No, build a strong relationship with them that if there are opportunity, they can refer to you or they can refer you. And if you put a call across there, they can stand and say, okay, I am with this person. They say a story of a young man who was, as a young
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything. Hello? I don't think I can hear anything.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear. I can hear you now.
Okay, I think my My mic was muted, and that was it. So when it comes to relationship, whether it's business, whether it's career, it's very important, and we need to learn this. Some people say, "Oh, I'm an introvert and I don't want, relationship with people." Trust me, you have to develop another version of yourself, right? Which that part of you that you relate with people, be able to interact with people based on maybe business or career. You may not have other social life with them, but when it comes to business and career, relationship is very important. There are many of us that what we are looking for, we can find them in an occasions. You attend meetings, you attend conferences, you mingle with people. Very important, because what you are looking for is in the hand of someone, and it can always link you. So when you are planning your life, you have to look at relationship, building relationship with people, develop friendship, even with your students from Transformation College, your colleagues at works, and in your religious places, either church, mosques, in your community. There are people around that you need to relate with. Very important. Then the last one is finances, right? Building financial resources and the economic security needed to pursue all the other dimension of your life. Very important. You, yeah, you without money you can achieve little or nothing. So money is very important. Even if you're going to visit somebody you are building relationship with, you need money. You want to pursue your career, you need money. So finance is very important. And I used to tell people, when it comes to finance, right? It's not the volume of money that matters most of the time, but how well you can manage the money in your hand. That's the most important part. So you have to manage your resources very well. Uh, Learn the saving culture. So if you plan to do something, right, save towards that thing. It may take a long time, but if you are consistent, one day you will gather enough to be able to do that thing. So if you want to start a business and you don't have the money yet, you now plan it. How much is the business? Maybe 5 million, for example. And you said, okay, if I can save 500,000 every year, then in how many years that? Maybe in 10 years, you'll be able to achieve that goal and eventually you get it done. So it's very important that you build your finances and also plan adequately along your finances. And those are the five dimension of life planning: career, self, lifestyle, relationship, and finance. Some people lifestyle, they live above their means, which is not enough, which is not good enough. They spend their time on things that has nothing to add, right? Nothing meaningful to add to their life. Those are the area they spend their time, which is not good enough. Okay, and then dreams and plan, turning dreams into reality. This is very important. Let's look at this. People are naturally dreamer. Everybody wants to be Dangotes of this world. Everybody wants to build skyscraper. Everybody wants to travel to Canada. Everybody wants to own a big business. Everybody wants to drive the latest car in town. We men, naturally, everybody on the universe are naturally dreamers, right? But making that dream a reality is one of the challenge with majority of us. How do we make the dream come true? And that is where planning and every other thing require, right? So when you have a dream, right, it gives you that pleasure, you are happy. There is this, butterfly in your tummy, you are happy about it, you have the right dreams, then you need them. You need to start making planning. So planning versus dream. Planning is not the same as dreaming. Yes, it's not. So dream is like a raw material. That's the ideas that you have, right? But you need to translate it into specific goals. You have to test them, right? You have to lay a course of actions, moving towards realizing those goals. For example, if you want to build a business uh, in Lagos, for example, maybe you want to run a fashion. Let me quickly get to that in no time. I want us to look at something and discuss that. Right? Let me look at, okay, that's dreaming versus planning, right? Then from dream to reality. Example: if you dream of visiting Spain as an exchange student, right? To translate into a specific goal, you follow the planning process by what? Gathering information. What do I need to know? People who travel, what they do, discuss with parents, discuss with teachers, discuss with friends, discuss with people who have achieved same thing, like I said, right? Improve your Spanish language. You can look for uh, someone who will train you so that when you get there, you are not like a stranger. Then direction for life, right? Even when you fall short of your dream, the effort lead to growth. That's it. That's it. Most of the time, when you fail, it's not that that's the end of the light. No, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. You can turn that around. You look at, okay, how do I work? What can I do differently? And then how do I pick it up from here? Most cases, people feel, oh, once they fail on a particular task or dreams or business, that's the end of it. They jump into another one. But the truth is that jumping into another one does not, eradicate failure. There's still possibility of failure even in the new venture. But your ability to see that as an opportunity to grow is your strategy, your best strategy. Okay. So let's look at this. I put a question here that I want to ask us. What does successful entrepreneur mean by put them to be that push them, or what are the things they know or act that push them to become a specific achiever in that line, right? So I give a scenario here. Start an online clothing business, generating, and you want to generate 500,000 monthly within the next 2 years, right? So someone who want to set this kind of business, right? Can you hear me? Please, can you all hear me? I need a feedback because this is an exercise for us.
We can hear you, sir,
So,
Okay, great.
but we cannot
So,
see your screen,
I
sir.
can hear you, sir, but we've not been seeing your
ah,
screen.
so sorry. So I've been showing it to myself. So sorry. I want us to do this exercise. Uh, Please always give me a feedback, right? Can you see it now, please?
yes.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. So here, right? Someone is planning to start an online clothing business, generating 500,000 monthly within 2 years, right? Then based on um, I'm coming. So based on our 6 steps planning processes, what is the person need to do first in the step one? Set a goal, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the person need to set a goal. And what kind of goals will this person set?
A long-term goal.
Okay.
Can
Someone
I
say
know?
short time. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Someone
sir.
says short time goal. Yes. Another person,
Smart
because it's
goal.
2 years. Hmm?
Smart goal.
Okay, smart goals. Okay, let's go further. Then number two, acquire knowledge. What kind of knowledge did this person require? There's a noise at the background. I don't know. let's use this place so that maybe it's clear. The person want to start a business to generate 500,000 monthly for 2 years, right? Based on these are 6 steps planning processes. Somebody said the first thing to do is to what? To set a goal. So the person need to identify what you want to achieve, right? You want to sell clothes online. So at least the goal is specific. Am I correct? This is an exercise, so I need the response, please. This is like a demo. I need the response so that we will not feel that we get it, still get. I want us to get it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But my background is noisy, so I can't leave my mic on.
Okay. So sorry. Don't worry. let's move ahead. Don't worry. Okay. Please, I need a response from the rest people. From here, he want to start an online business, clothing business, right? And to make 500,000 monthly for the next 2 years. We can say he has set the goal. The goal is smart, is measurable, but is this goals achievable? Is it achievable? Okay, I think
I think it is.
it is. Okay, okay, okay. But when we come to knowledge, what kind of knowledge do you think this person needs? Or what kind of research this person needs to do?
I guess the person
Please.
will need knowledge about clothing.
Okay,
What kind of clothing will sell online? Who
okay.
buys clothes online?
Mm-hmm.
The principle behind online sales itself. The, selecting a platform. I think there's a lot to.
Yes, thank you. Selecting a platform, whether it's going to, if the kind of clothing is selling or he's selling those that you can find on Instagram, for example, or Facebook, where are the audience and all of that. But what would be a comparing alternative for this person? Definitely, that would be a physical store, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So I think we've answered a couple of things from there. So let's move on because of our time. So going to college is an opportunity of a lifetime. Never drop out. Let's look at this. This is very important because gradually people begin to see school as a scam, which is not true. For less than 1% of traditional college age people around the world get attend college. So if you have opportunity of attending one, you're lucky. So what are the things that we need to do? Number one, we learn to concentrate. Concentration is the act of being focused, the ability to pay attention. It's very important that we pay attention in class. Say, for example, one of the destructive um, time of our life is now, right? Gone are the days where people sit in physical classes and all of that. Now is more online. I know online classes can be very distracting. Yes, you can leave it and attend to your children, attend to your friends, leave it and go and be cooking and do other things. Then by the time you are back, the instructor or the teacher or the lecturer, as the case may be, has gone, far, and then become challenging for you to catch up. So some of those things are the challenges with uh, this, and this is why concentration is very important. Okay, so if you are not concentrating, it's going to be very distracting in most cases. So, and even at work, right? We need concentration these days, even at work. So choose a work place, avoid the bed. you you associate it with relaxing or sleeping, use the desk or table. A lot of people are working from home, and there is this tendency that you can lie down on your bed and you are feeling you are working. Before you know it, you sleep. So you need to concentrate for better accomplishment at work, in your studies, and all of that. Eliminate distraction, music, television, cell phones. Cell phone is one of the height of distraction today. I don't know if we hear about what is going around from the statement of Olorunda, the owner, the CEO of MoneyPoint. Do we see that online? Yeah, his statement during his speech on platform program organized by the Covenant Nation. Yes, so he was saying that they have about 500 unfilled slot, right, of vacancies, right, in Nigeria today, and they don't have qualified Nigeria to fill these. Even though some people were coming with the argument that, oh, they are not ready to pay, all of that. Even if they are not ready to pay, if we have high quality, high qualified people, right, that are young, and then some that are not even collecting much in their organization, they can always switch and then pick up those jobs. So there is a reality and there is truth in some of the things he mentioned. Even some might be exaggerated, but to be truthful to ourselves, there's a gap, a huge gap. And that distraction came as a result of cell phone. I can tell you that before you read an article, 2 pages, you've jumped to your TikTok, to your Facebook, to all your social media platform. You've gone to your WhatsApp to talk to friends and family. Those things, they interfere with our concentration. So we need to pay our attention to what we are doing, our jobs, our study, and all of that. So we need to try as much as possible to eliminate distractions. Then avoid food while studying, right? Food is important, but you are not doing it simultaneously with. So during break, you can eat and then come back to class, right? Right? Feed your body right is also important. That means you need to balance what you eat. Balanced diet is very important. Eat, don't just eat carbohydrate, eat protein, eat fat and oil. Let there be some balance in what you eat, right? Make uh, a to-do list. Yes. Some people say I don't like making it put my life like robot and all of that, but it helped you. The things you want to do today, you list them out. Then you follow through. The one that you didn't achieve, you know how to work around or start from there the next time or the next day. Take short and frequent break. Break is important. Don't be the type that workaholic, you just sit down with your computer all day, no time to reflect, no time to stand and think, no time to walk around. No. Take a short break, 20, 30 minutes to capitalize on your natural body. Right, very important. Please take note of these things. They help our concentration, because sometimes I used to tell people there is a difference between hearing and listening. Somebody can be looking at you, but he's not listening to you. Yes, and that happens most of the time when you ask people, "What did I just say?"
Well,
And the
I
person,
want to check the slide where it is.
you want to change it. Can you still see my slides, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Got somebody complain about the slide now. That's what I'm asking. So learn to manage your time. Learning to manage your time, very important. 2 ways to gain more time in a day. There are 2 ways to make sure you have more time in a day. Plan your time. Yes. If you don't plan your time, you discover that you waste more time in things that are not important. But if you have your time planned, you can pick things that are important and then concentrate on those ones. So you plan your time. Number two, do more in less time. And every time you are given a task and you wait till the die minutes to get on that task, you will make mistakes. You may not achieve it within a thought time, within the actual times. So if you have three errands, combine them. You commute by bus or trains, study during your ride and lunch, review notes, use your imagination to get more done in less time. So, uh, a quick time tip is to prepare for money in the night before. Yes, very important. In the night to prepare for your next day, not when you wake up, because once you wake up, the day start counting. That's not the time to start acting, but that's the time to start executing. So you can't start planning when you're supposed to start executing. So it's very important that you plan your day a night before so that when you wake up, you start executing. Get up 15 minutes earlier, do one thing at a time. Very important. Leave room for unexpected. Yes, unexpected. That's it. There will always be some eventuality. So plan and give allowance for that. Learn to say no. Yes, some people take more than they can achieve, they can do. Oh, can you help me with this? Yes. But at the end of the day, you will waste your time without achieving most. So these two way will help us master our time, plan your time, do more in less time, and then use all the tip, right? Prepare your day from the previous day. Thank you. Um, so how well do you manage your time? Let's look at this together. I want you to rate yourself. This is a demo, this exercise for us all. How well do you manage your time? Please help me get your pen, your note, and let's do this quickly together. I want to know how well you manage your time. So you rate yourself, you can do strongly agree, neither disagree, and strongly disagree. Or you can put your A, B, C, D, E, right? And then let's deal with this. Are we all together?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's do this. Number one, I really feel driven by the urgency that come my way. How would you rate yourself here? You really driven by urgency that come your way. Number two, I keep a log of each activities to be performed in a day. I prioritize them accordingly. Hmm. Rate yourself. Okay. I prioritize not by the importance of the work, but by its nature. If you are that type, is it by nature or is it by importance? Please, let's discuss this number three. What's the best way to prioritize our tasks for the day? Someone talk to me. Number three. What's the best way? Someone say not by the importance, but by the nature. Should we prioritize our work based on the nature or by importance or priority? Yes. What should be our priority? Who is talking to us? Is there anybody on the call at all? Okay, I think
Yes,
somebody.
on the call.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, yes, I was asking. I don't know if you can hear me. I said this number 3. What is the best approach to prioritizing your tasks? All right, for the day. Is it by nature or by their importance?
Is by order of importance.
Exactly. So important decide what you get done. So high importance, urgent attention. So that's how we should prioritize our tasks. Okay. Number 4, I can manage my schedule without preparing a weekly plan. Are you in that category? Do you agree? Strongly agree, agree, neither, disagree, or strongly disagree. Can manage your you can manage your schedule without preparing a weekly plan. Hmm. Number 5, I always want to do all the work myself, thinking I can do it better than anyone else. We already addressed some of those points before now. Yes, you feel you can do it better than anyone else, but if you truly coach your team and your subordinate, they should be able to get the job done as well. So don't do it all by yourself, right? So if you are in this category, you know that is a weakness to work on. Number 6, I plan my weekend with my family and friends. Very important. Do you agree? Disagree? Strongly disagree? Where do you find yourself in number 6? There are people who work. Uh, Nothing about me. I'm not always on the call, but I didn't know it was a weakness until they pointed it out. So when they want to come close to me, I say, no, I'm busy. So they get used to that. So even when I'm not busy, once I'm on my computer, they believe I'm doing something, and then they will tell me, can they come close? Will they stay away? And it was a weakness. So sometimes plan your weekend with your family and your friends. So balance work and your family and your relationship or social life. Very important. Number 7, I can delegate work to people so that work get done on time and people
Sir, your
feel
screen
part
is off, sir.
of the
Your,
team.
sir, your screen
Okay,
is off.
Mm.
okay. The part of the world I am today. The Is it back on now? Is this still coming up or it's up now?
It's
I
up.
can see
It's up.
it's up. It's up.
Thank you. So I can delegate work to people so that the work get done on time and people feel part of the team. If you're in that category, please can you rate yourself? Yes, this is the best way to work, not doing it all alone because you feel you can do it better than. So this number 7 should be your strong
Strongly
point. Why?
agree.
Yes, thank you. Why number 5 should be your yes. Number 8, I allow time for unexpected thing I cannot control. Very important. Like you can get on the road now, you say you're going to Ikeja for a meeting, and maybe you started early, right? If there is traffic, you will still meet up for that meeting. But if you wait till, oh no, it's the keg are here, and then in less than 20 minutes I will get there, and you also know that there is a possibility of traffic on, right? So you have to set out on time. So allow time for unexpected thing that you cannot control. Number 9, if something does not happen as per my schedule, it doesn't get done. This is not right. There's a huge gap. If you're in this category, then you need to work on it, right? There are things that will come up that might not directly your schedule. It might be a distraction though. Yes, it might be a distraction. If it's something that you reschedule, then you have to do that. If not, it will affect what you schedule for that particular time and day. Number 10, to accomplish the objective does not mean to avoid other unexpected problem. Do we agree with this? Strongly agree. To accomplish the objective does not mean to avoid other unexpected problem.
I agree.
You agree, yes. And that is why you need to give some, you know, uh allow some time for unexpected. Do you get it now? Yes, so that it will not affect your main objective for the day. Right? Work offer after, you know. Okay, let's move on very quickly. I think we've answered virtually all the questions. Some of them are see relate to the one that we've answered earlier. Please take this as your exercise and rate yourself. Um, and you can work on some of the areas of weakness. Is okay. Let's look at this. Use your money wisely. We've discussed this in the past, but source of college funding, right? It can be grant, it can be scholarship, so you can explore this. Even for businesses, you can seek for grants. There are business grants in Nigeria by foreign company, by local philanthropies. So you can take advantage of that too for your businesses and also scholarship for your study. Then number 2, educational loan. Yes, there are banks in Nigeria. I think I know of FCMB and some other ones who gives educational loans, right? So some of them are subsidized by the federal and state governments, right? And I think the government is doing something currently around those, so you can take advantage of all of that for your study. Work aid, right? Financial aid, you have to work for frequently 10 or to 15 hours per week on campus. That happen a lot abroad for all the students in school. At least they have side hustle that support them in school. And I think we should implement same thing in Nigeria. You know, these days, once they make it worse. I don't know your thought around that. You know, each time you see an advert in Nigeria, even for customer service and some other things that even the school student can do, or things around, weekend programs and all of that, they will still on the advert, they will still write 10 years experience, 5 years experience, 2 years experience. Did you see that? Have you been seeing that? So how did the student all days in school take advantage of some of these things? And this thing, and they want to pay small money, number one. Number two, those kind of job can be undertaken by those in school because they happen weekend. Some of them happen in the evening. Some of them happen when they are on their break. But yet they will put long-term experience. So how did even a young graduate take advantage of this? I think that we have top people on the call, maybe we can work in our own space to change some of those narratives, right? So that students can have a support, so they can work, they can do things. It's not necessarily you even do it for somebody. It can be something you do alongside your. It can be an online programs that you run, right? That generate income for you. So way to cut costs, right? Attend the community college for the first 2 years, then transfer to 4 years institutions there. Thank God for school like Transformation College that's is absolutely free and is at its very subsidized support from their partners, right? Attend a nearby college and live at home. That way you don't need to pay for your accommodation. This is very important. Students were those days you want to school far from home, you want to be free now, you don't want to be controlled by your parents anymore, you want to go to far distance. Sometimes we don't know the implications of those things. I remember one guy lives in Lagos, choose one of the school in the north very far, and then when he was to go for the post UME, he was to spend about 25 no 50,000 on transportation, 25,000 there, 25,000 back, that's 50,000. And by the time he calculate all the expenses for just post UME alone, was running to 100,000. And he said that is a loan can pay his school fees where he is currently. I said those are the things that you need to put into consideration when you are making choice of your study. Enroll in a corporate educational programs that alternate full study with full-time employment. This is very important. Take a full-time job at the company that offer free educational opportunity as employee benefit for those that already want to advance their study. Very important. Okay. Mhm. Let's look at this exercise. It's very interesting because in the previous slide we discussed how do you manage your money. So let's look at this so that you can evaluate yourself and see where you are, right? So number one said, I eagerly wait for the paycheck because my bank balance is generally below the minimum. The next one, I have set my savings and spending priority and have a budget. Do you strongly agree with this for yourself? You set your savings and spending priority and you have a budget for everything you spend money on. This should be a good practice, right? Or tend of buying things.
Neutral.
You are neutral. So, okay, maybe you are in my category that will buy things as it comes. Number three, when I go shopping, I don't buy anything unless it is on sales or is required. This temptation. So when you are going to the shop and you see this beautiful, beautiful shoes and you have the money to cover it, you don't go for it. Or beautiful gown, as the case may be. That's good. Number four, I can easily spend money when I'm in school. Number five, I can differentiate between what I want and what I truly need. Truly, let me say this here, right? For you to master your spending or your financial need, even as a career person, business, or student, you should go for what you need, not what you want. In economics, we're told that human wants are what? Unlimited. They are unsatiable. You can't
Comfortable.
satisfy human want. They are unlimited. So if you are going to manage your finance well, or your spending, master your spending, then truly go for what you need, not what you want. That's it. And even God said He will supply our need according to His riches, not want. Number 6. Okay, I always max out my credit card. Okay. Number 7, I don't need to plan for my child education because there will be a plenty of government program. That's dangerous. Is it good? Is it a good idea?
Disagreed. Strongly
Disagree.
disagreed.
Strongly disagree.
Thank you. Strongly disagree. Strongly, as a
Mm.
matter of fact, this should be, everybody needs to work on this. Make sure you save ahead. I'm telling you, save ahead. Don't wait for government. Don't wait for uncle. Don't wait for anybody. Save and plan for your children education. Very important. That is where you can even say, I want my child to go to Green Spring. I want my child to go to Covenant University. I want my child to go to, what's that university in the north that's trending now? TGET. So it's good to plan ahead. Number 8, I don't plan to open or have a savings account. No, you must have a savings account. Very important. Save your money. For business people, let me say this here, right? What differentiates the rich people, or not the rich people, the successful business people from those who start and stop and all of that, rise and fall and all, is this area of being able to save in an account. I'm not going to I'm not limiting this to a personal account only. For those of us that are doing business, running a business currently, before you spend any of your business money, let it pass through your account. Somebody want to send you money, tell them to pay it into an account. And when you even collect cash, sometime, except you need to buy something urgently, pay it into your account. Do you know why? When you need fund, or even you want to get a grant, or you want to do anything around finances, all you need to do is to go and print out that your bank statement. Even though that money is not physically there in the account, but because of the cash flow in your statement of account, you can access fund, you can access grant, you can access business loans. This is very important. That is why you see most of the young, successful business people, you see them, I don't carry money around. They will tell you, I don't carry money around. I don't collect cash and all of that. What they are trying to do is to have enough cash flow in their bank statement so that they can access fund. And we should take advantage of this, right? I raised a family where I felt that money was quite tight. Yes, it is possible that, but you need to start planning how you save. And then credit card are being used to me during times of emergency. Yes, and use it anytime, provided what you are spending money on is important. It's something you need, not what you want. It is easy for me to raise buying on credit. Oh, sorry. It is easy for me to resist buying on credit. Who is in this category? If you strongly agree that you always resist that temptation of buying on credit, let me hear you. Yes, for to use most of the time, it's not good to even buy on credit. But for business, right? If you have a viable business or you have a PO, for example, in your hand, you can buy on credit. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you pay back immediately and keep your profits. Then pay back the money so that you will leave that door open for other opportunity. Thank you. Can you still see my screen? And you can hear me?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Mm. Okay, because of our time, we are going to be very, very fast. Okay, how study well, right? We need to test your working memory and knowledge base. Okay, that's involved the practice of reciting your own word, right? Recitation. Reinforce your learning through hearing, writing, reading, reviewing, and reciting. You learn more when you reinforce learning in as many ways as possible. Develop an acronym. This is very important, right? Can create your own acronym for words. It make it easy for you to remember. Then visualize. Yes, it's very easy for you to recall what you see, in pictures than just reading, right? Become a master at taking tests. You test yourself, act as if you will succeed. Yes, that's rule number one, right? Thought is powerful. Think of success. I read a book many years ago by Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking. And that book changed my life. And then it got to a point, my friends said, "Why are you very positive about everything?" Yes, thought is powerful, right? Think success. When you want to, you will be defeat first from your mind. Yes. So if you have the courage, the mindset that you succeed in a particular venture, trust me, it will empower your strength, your physical body, and all of that to embark on it without any fear. So the first act is to think success, right? Number two, arrive ahead of time. Being on time or early set your mind at ease. You get your favorite seat, relax and all of that mentally, right? And when you are going for a presentation, this is very important. If you go on time, you settle down, you begin to see the people who are coming in. You maybe outside your presentation, you even had have a kind of interaction with them that help you already halfway into your presentation. So it's very important. Bring the essential testing tools. Very important. Don't You can get, prepare yourself, especially when you're going for exams. Prepare yourself, have all what you need in place. That's rule number three. Rule number four, ignore panic, right? Panic pusher. Panic pusher asks questions about material right before a test. If you don't know the answer, you may panic. Spend time concentrating on what you know, not what you don't know. Yes. It even happened during exam too, that people spend a lot of time trying to figure out a particular question that they don't know instead of jumping to the ones they know. Then you come back again to those ones that you don't know, you start working on it, right? Rule number four, preview the playing field, right? Listen to instruction, very important. Listen to instruction. As a matter of fact, read the instruction before you proceed. Determine the points spread. Budget your time. Use the test as information to look for clue that answer the questions, that answers the other question. Please. This previews the planning field, very important. Ignore panic. Arrive ahead of time, bring the essential tools, and act as if you will succeed. And definitely, this is how to master at test taking. Okay. So okay, let's test ourselves here. If you are the type that you do have a good study habit, if your answer is yes, no, let me know. Okay. Number one, Do you usually spend too much time studying for the amount you are learning? Or are you the type that if the instruction said you have to study 32 hours a week, you only do 2 hours a week? Do you usually spend too much time studying for the amount you are learning? Number two. Yes. Yes, someone want to answer. Yes.
It's a no
Honey,
for me.
is the no. You don't. What happened? Work? Hmm?
So
Why? Why your answer is no?
I just I don't spend too much time. I just try to spend what is sufficient for me to learn what
Okay.
I need to learn.
At least ensure to
Like
cover what you need to learn at that time. Okay, very important. Do you spend cramming the night before the exam? Do you spend hours cramming the night before an exam? This is dangerous. Sometimes what happens is when you get to the exam and it's not exactly what you cram, every other thing you know will disappear. This leave a lot of people stranded in an exam hall, right? Do you find it easy to balance your social life with your studies schedule? If you are not doing this before, you have to do this. You have to reduce your social life so that you have more time for your study. Do you prefer to study with sound like TV, music around you? There are people who have the idea of studying with music. Do you agree with that? I want an answer from someone. Someone say, I like studying when I'm playing music. Is it possible or is there a form of distraction here?
For for me, there is distraction, but I have some persons that
Mm.
they even watch movie, listen to music while they are studying, and they still get it right.
Okay. So let's stick to what worked for us. From here now, we stick. Oh, me, I'll be very distracted. At the distracting. The matter of fact, TV especially, music I can manage, but movie or TV, no. The no, no, no for me. Okay. Do you always borrow notes, material from friends before exam? Do we have anybody like that in the house? If you miss classes, you can borrow note, but
I was
if it's
once like
always
that.
okay, but now you have changed, you have repented. That's good. So it's good to have your notes, right? Just point down when lecture is going on, and when they send the even the slide, take your own note from that slide. Make some note. Very important because it's easy for you to go through that during exam. As a matter of fact, one thing I used to do in my university day was I tried to jot notes in the class, and then after the class, I will ensure that 1 hour after the class or 2 hours, I will go through those entire notes. And once I'm done, it sticks to my head, just like the way lecturer is talking, right? So when it's time for exams, I sometimes I end up taking tutorial instead of even, tutorial. When I start teaching people, then I know more. But it stick to my head. I'll be able to teach people because I'll take time to go through that my short note immediately after the lectures. So anything I don't get right, I'll just ask my classmate. That helps, right? And this is a long one. We can't go through all this. Uh, so here, get your career up on the right track. Very important. Your roadmap. Keep advancing in your job that is perfect for you. So think positively. Like I was saying before, there is power in positive thinking. Very, very important. Motivate yourself daily. This is one of the way to think positively. Motivate yourself daily. There are people who lack motivation and it affects you. It affects your health. It affects your enthusiasm. It affects your approach. It affects your mindset. That is why people wake up reluctantly, right? to go to work, to do what they need to do. By nature, by human nature, this body want to rest every time. Do you notice that? That every time you wake up in the morning, you feel like you're not doing anything. But only people who have the courage or the motivation to jump out of their bed, get things done. But there are other people that will just stay on that bed and begin to watch one videos after the other, and before they know it, the whole day is gone. So motivate yourself daily. Think of yourself as successful and expect positive outcome in every attempt that you do, in everything that you attempt. Very important. Number two, project energy and enthusiasm. Project energy and enthusiasm is employer hire people with projected positive energy. I'm telling you, when you walk into the room for an interview, they can picture who come with a positive energy. And these are the people that employer want to hire. Develop the habit of speaking, right? I used to be a complete introvert back then. Then when I attended a seminar, I think by Sam Adeyemi, and then he was talking about this, and he mentioned, and he said he himself is an introvert, but is one of the best public speakers we have today. So he said he will stand before the mirror and then talk. So develop that habit of speaking. Speak to yourself, speak to the mirror, look at how you express yourself, act with energy and enthusiasm. Just speak, but let that be that excitement when you talk. People like that get easily higher. And that is why some of the people that go higher into an organization are not always the best candidate. Do you notice that? I've hired people before who were very great in the interview room, but they are not at best compared to the other guy who did not even do, sometimes it happens that way. So, right? And people will judge you first by your energy, by your expressions, and all of that. Your countenance will show what you believe and what you want to achieve. So be positive. Number three, in line with positive thinking, practice until it is a habit, right? Applicant who project emphasizing generate positive chemistry that rub up, hiring decisions are largely influenced by this kind of positive energy. So you keep practicing until it become your habit. There are people who can't smile. They look at people, they find it difficult to smile. Try to remind you of your ability. Yes, the testimony, you don't just stay there, but you look at help you to it motivate you. Let me put it that way. Motivate you during trials and errors phases. Remind yourself that you have succeeded before, you've done it before, and you can do it again. So it helps. So let's look at self-assessment, right? Examine yourself, dislike, and basic value, right? Take a look at yourself. Take a good look at yourself. Who am I? I said it before that for everyone who wants to succeed in life must answer those two questions. Who am I? What can I do? And we'll get to that quickly. So who am I? Self-assessment. Examine your like and dislike and basic value. Ask yourself, right? Do I want to help society or make the world a better place? Those are some of the questions that prompt that prompt business idea out of you. That's what I said earlier. Business idea even come from some of the frustration that people are going through. And then in your own decisions of making life better for them, an idea is bettered. And that can become a world-renowned business idea. That can be a world-renowned venture. That can be a world-renowned innovation. So do I prefer to be part of a big corporation or a small organization? That's it. People who want to become part of big corporation, right, can work in Los Angeles, some big city in the world, Janine Bonds, and the rest of them, right? And there are other people that just want to work in a small organization where They rise to the top and all of very quickly, and they maintain their life like that. So you need to know what you want, who you are, right? Do I prefer working indoor or outdoor? These days, people have the options of choosing work from home where they are indoor all day. Some people outdoor. So choose what works best for you. There are opportunity out there that suit exactly who you are and can give you that opportunity so that you can be at your best. Do I like to meet new people or do I want to work alone? Right? These are the things you need to know about yourself and then discover which one is the weakness that I need to work on, which one is my strength that I need to concentrate on. Then the next thing you need to ask yourself, take a good look at yourself or on that self-assessment is what can I do? Skill assessment, evaluate your skill, key abilities and characteristics, right? Considered work experience. What are the things that you have done before? A part-time job, summer jobs, volunteer jobs, and internship. What are my past experience? So internships teaches you skills and that makes you attractive to potential employer, right? Someone interest in accounting will do well to try a part-time job with a CPA firms, right? Yes. Also look at the leisure activities in some businesses. Some people said, I don't have what to do, I don't have a job to do. But there are a lot of people out there looking for your own set of skills, right? So we need to look at that. So let's look at this. Please, can you hear me? Are we together, please?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I hope I'm not too fast. I hope I'm not too fast. Don't worry, no time we'll wrap up. It's almost 2 o'clock. So I want you to understand this. Whether you own your own business, you're going to work for somebody, is important to understand this part too. Understand what employers want. The more clearer you convey your skills, the greater your chances of landing your ideal job. There's no two ways about this. So there are certain things that employers are looking for. Job specific skills, that's it. Skills and technical ability that relate specifically to a particular job. This is very important. Like, for example, in the time past, people were arguing that, oh, computer cannot take people job. There will still be who want to put all these data on a computer, on online, that paper will still remain relevant. But today, the story has changed, right? There are so many organizations today, they don't even allow paper at all in their office. There's a place I went to with my proposal, and I got there. The receptionist insisted that I can't drop the proposal. I said this for them. He said, no, go back, send it by mail. We don't accept anything paper. There's a company in this Lagos, very close to us here, right? So you need to know how to use some specialized tools and equipment relate to the job that you do. If it's computer, if it's a machine, if it's one thing or the other, whatever tool is if it's the software, go and learn it. Because employer will look for the person who has certain skill any day, anytime. Transferable competence. This is very important. Please, I want you to pay rap attention to this area. It's just because of our time. There is a demo I wanted to do for us, which is around if somebody graduated from school and have all the qualification, graduate first class, and he fail in this area that I'm looking at now. Trust me, there is every likelihood that the person will be carrying his resume around. So transferable competence, basic skill important for all type of work, whether you are in construction, whether you are in accounting, whether you are in IT, whatever area that you are, there are skills that are general to all. Whether you are a site supervisor, wherever you are, these are transferable from one job to another. This one remain constant, they don't change. Number one, planning skill. Number two, research skill. Number three, communication skills. Then human relations and interpersonal skills, very important. Critical thinking skills, management skill, project management skills. These skills are very important. And these are some of the skills that are missing that we find graduate today. They say we have graduate that cannot be hired. These are some of the skills that are missing. So these transferable skills are very important. Let's look at this example. Let's look at this scenario or exercise, right? A construction supervisor, job specific, farm, framing a house, right? Reading blueprint, managing contractor. Transferable skill, working with others. Yes, because he can't do all alone. So he's working with a team, and he must understand team spirit. Must have team spirit, right? Time management, problem solving, communication, reading, because he need to understand what is in that document before he can start putting uh, the building together. Critical thinking, be able to analyze things correctly. Look at an accountant the other hand. Job specific, balance financial information, right? Preparing bank statement, whatever financial statement, tax returns, filing, and all of that. But look at the transferable skill. I see the same working with other team because you can't do it alone. Team management, problem solving, communication, reading, critical thinking, all of that must come to play. And these skills are very important for every one of us. Then find your professional job. Find your first professional job. There are people on the call who are already working, who have a lot of experience. But yes, but we're looking at this for those who are just starting their career, and at the same time, every other person who have interest in this area. But you need to look at key resources for your job search, right? Occupational Outlook Handbook, National Association of College and Employers, career assessment tests, character sorter, and all of that. Okay, so we can use some of this uh, to find a job, some of these sites to find a job. Please, I believe the slide will be shared with us, so we can try some of this one out. Um, then what you need to do your research before any interview. There are people who come for interview in our office and will ask the questions. Have you checked out our website? They say no. What do you know about our organization? They say nothing. A company that sends you an email for an interview, maybe 3-4 days before the interview, or even sometime 2 weeks or 1 week, you're not going to check them out. You don't know what they do, and you show up. There's nothing you want to say in that interview or that meeting that will make a lot of sense to the employers. So for every interview chance you have, you need to really have the knowledge of what the employer needs. You need to go and generate information about the occupational field, learn about them, know about them, and also the field the position you're applying for. Information about perspective of the employer, very important, right? Their name, their address, their culture, their reputations, their subsidiary, their predicted growth, and all of that, very important. Their salary range, if possible. But if you don't have that information, you can still get it. Right. Number 3, information about specific job. Obtain job description. Identify required education and experience. Determine relevant working condition. Right. And all of that. So that way, once you go for an interview, you will now do your interview like a pro. Because if you are choosing a career, whether you are in accounting, whether you are in business development, whatever it is, there are certain things that you need to know. What position are you applying for, right? And one of the things to do is to be likable. When the employer like you, trust me, you have a high chances of get hired for that particular job. And one of the way to do that is to research, right? in an interview. Be friendly, be courteous. Go out for an interview from the security man at the gate all the way to the receptionist and to that boardroom where you have your interview and all of that. You need to know, you need to behave well, you need to smile, you need to make eye contact, you need to be positive. Body language. These things can demonstrate enthusiasm. The applicant level of enthusiasm often influence employer as much as other interview factors. That's the thing. State your name and position. When you enter the interview office, hello, miss, if you know they mention their names, I'm here for an interview for the position of accounting, for example, for the position of IT manager, for position of business development, for the position of marketing or sales, right? Always identify the position you are applying for. Project confidence and pride. Ah, right? This not being proud, but pride, right? Be confident. Act as though you are the one that deserve that job. Not though you disrespecting, no, but make yourself as much as possible irresistible, right? Show knowledge of employer. Really know. I really want this job. Is not convincing enough. Explain why you want the position and why you are the one that fits for that particular positions, right? Speak clearly or correctly. Grammatical error can cost applicants the jobs. So avoid slang, right? If you're going to use slang at all, use just only guess, I guess, things like that, not any foul language, right? So that's how to uh, be an interview pro. And these are the things that disqualify many people from an interview. If you look at the screen, can you still see my screen? So
Yes,
please
sir.
try, yes, try to avoid this as much as possible. These are the disqualifier of, of people. So try to avoid this at all costs. Don't sit down until interview asks you to do so. Wait, right? That is costly, right? Don't bring anyone else to the interview venue. Some people showed up with their friends or with somebody or with their child they want to drop somewhere, and then, "Oh, who is this person?" Oh, they said, my friend. What is it? Is it for an interview too? No, he just escort you. Those things are not good enough. Don't smoke or bring a beverage with you. People say, no, I can't do without. Not good. Don't put anything on or read anything on the interview desk. Some people get there, they start, you know, put their newspaper, their notes where they jot some things, they put it on the desk and try to answer interview questions. It is not good. It is an invasion of personal space, which doesn't make sense. Don't chew gum. Yeah, for ladies among us, please, let's take note of this. Don't chew gum or have anything else in your mouth. You can't speak clearly if you have something in your mouth. This projects immaturity. So avoid it. If invited to a business meal, don't order alcohol, right? You maybe a partner said, "Oh, let's have a business meeting and all of that." Don't order alcohol so that you will not drink and disgrace yourself as a cost of the business. You can do that on your own, but when you are with a business partner, you are a business meal. Please mind what you eat, right? Eat what you know. Choose food that easy to eat while you can still be discussing with your partner. Don't offer a limb handshake, right? Let your handshake be firm, right? With eye contact, very important. This is the professional way of approaching. These are the things that disqualified a lot of people, right? So when selecting the right job for you, the fact frameworks helps, right? Because of our time, I would have loved to show us something, a demo or a video, but right, your maybe when next we have this opportunity again. So F stands for fit. Do the job and the employer fit your skills in interest and lifestyle. Honestly, sometimes in Nigeria, yes, I know that's very difficult sometimes to choose a job that fits your lifestyle and all your interests. Sometimes we just anything that comes. But at the same time, especially when you really want to be happy with your job, you should look for something that really fits your skills and your interests. That way you be at your best and your lifestyle, right? Advance advancement, right? That's A. You have the chance to develop your talent and move up within the organization. This help you to grow. Yes. Compensations. Is the employer offer a competitive salary and benefit package? You need to check these things. All these path finding, frameworks helps, right? Don't just because sometimes you take up some jobs and then the salary is not enough, the benefit is nothing to write home about, but you are so engaged that you don't even have time to look for something else. Sometimes it's the red flag. So you need to really consider this, right? Then training. Will the employer provide you with the tools needed to be successful on your job? Is it a place where you can grow? Is it a place where you can learn? There are places that can offer you money, but you don't have an opportunity for development, no training for you, no growth path for you. You really need to think about it, whether the job worth it that you want to bury all your life in there, or you want something that help you to grow. Even for business people, you need to develop yourself, train yourself, no more, because that's the as a matter of fact, your knowledge sometime or your level of exposure can help your business growth as well. So, site is the job located a good match for your lifestyle and your budget. For example, you can't stay in Ibadan and pick up a job in Victoria Island or Lekki, for example, and they are paying you 300,000 or 250,000. Can you cope with that kind of job? So you have to check the location, you have to check your budget, and then look at what you've been paid. Start your new job. No time is more crucial than the first few months at a new time. Yes, new job, because at that time you've been watched, you've been monitored, and all of that. Number one, and then there was opportunity for you to learn. So these are the things you need to do when you start a new job. Listen and learn. Yes, you may come with experience, you may come with a lot of knowledge, right? But you have not been in that organization before. There is a way they do their thing. There is a pattern, even if you know it, right? Yes, still listen and learn. When you first walk into a new job, let your eye and your ear take everything. Don't despise anybody, don't underrate anybody. Then number two, don't start as a maverick. If every new employee try to change, try and true method, right? The firm will quickly be in choke. Devote yourself to getting things done within the system. The faster you start accomplishing things, the faster your boss will decide you were the right hire. That's the thing. So that they will not have feeling, oh, why did we hire this person? Get the thing done. And when you're done, let them know so that they can assign a new task to you. It is very important. Do unto others. Yeah, there is a user saying that say do unto others what you have them do to you. Be nice. Be nice to people. You are new, right? You don't even know the policies that exist before you join the organization. So be nice to people. Be pleasant. Okay? Be nice to everyone. You never know who can be of help. Find a great mentor within the circle. The leading cause of career unhappiness is working for a bad boss. Good job can easily be ruined by supervisor who hold you back. So find a great mentor. Your career will soar when you have a great mentor helping you along the way. This is very important. That is what helped me. How to advance in your career. How to advance in your career. Please, let's go through this together. Everybody, this is very important. Whether you are in business, whether you are working in a firm, this very important. Once you have been on a job for a while, you will want to get ahead. But there are things you must know, you must remember. Hmm? It's never too early to begin planning your career. The future is now. So number one, love what you do. Let it be that what you are doing, you can do it even if they don't pay you. If you get to that level in your career, if you find that kind of career, then you are successful. But if you are doing something that you feel that even if they pay you for it, you will still not feel like doing that. Trust me, it can make you miserable. That is why some people, even though they get high paid in their place of work, but they feel so rejected and miserable at what they do. So love what you do. First, figure out who you are. That's why I said this question helped us at every level. Hmm? So, because when you are passionate about what you do, you go extra mile. You come up with fresh energy every day and ideas. Number two, never stop learning. Yes, no matter what you know before in your business, in your career, keep learning. Learn about new technologies, new skills, come up with new innovations, right? Continuously, you need to learn. Never stop learning. Number three, get international experience. International exposure help, right? When you have opportunity to travel, it broaden your perspective. I remember when the first time I traveled, my boss asked me to attend a Microsoft event in Dubai. I went there, meet with people, interact with people. Immediately I got back to the country. Even in my office, the people are aware that these guys saw something. I look at the environment and I look at where I was coming from. That was many years ago. But when it opened my perspective about things. It's not a waste of money, okay? And if you're a business owner, you want to do this for your staff and for yourself, this help too, right? Get international exposure and experience. Very important. Create a new business opportunity. Look for opportunity to create value. They could lead directly to a promotion, yes. Be terrific right now. Be really terrific at what you are doing now, this week, this month. Excellent today, open doors tomorrow. That's the thing. You really need to be at your best, at your best. And as we wrap up, because this is our time, right? I still need to take some questions, right? Um, our key takeaway from this lecture today, career in business, is to build a strong business foundations, and we'll look at some of those things, right? Every career benefits from business knowledge. Every career, whether you're an accountant, whether you are a lawyer, whether every career benefit from business knowledge. Then we'll look at interpersonal skills, which is knowledge, listening, persuasion, empathy, teamwork. And we said that every workplace derive 90% success from interpersonal skills. Planning turn dream into reality. That's it. Don't let your dream just be a mere wish. No. Follow through with the 6 steps processes. Set goals, acquire knowledge that is required. Compare alternative, choose, be committed, and stay flexible. If there is a need to change, do that. Make a commitment to bring that dream to life. Then college is a real privilege. That's to concentrate, manage time, spend money wisely, study with memory device, and master test taking. Very important. Don't leave any area of your study suffer. Balance your study with your social life, balance everything you do. And then the last or not the least was think positively. Know yourself, understand what your employer wants, use an online job tools, interview like a pro, and never stop growing. Never stop growing. The reason why you're in transformation college is to grow. The reason why you're in this class today is to grow, and you can't stop growing. Thank you very much, everyone, for paying rapt attention. And this is our time. Let me take quick question quickly in the few minutes that we have left, and then we'll call it a beautiful, beautiful day and bring this class to a beautiful close. Thank you. I hope I've not been talking to myself all along.
No, we have been following, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Mercy, please.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Any question? Okay, so while we are at that, please, there is a feedback form in the chat.
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Please, we spoke. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. I was really informed and very educated as well. My question is, my concern has to do with mentoring. I don't know whether transformation college gives personal mentorship to students if one leads one. In the area of specialization in starting business analytics or in what you have been doing. With the college does that.
All right, you can always reach out to us, right? Isaac, that's you,
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Any other question, please? Okay, so in the absence of no other question, please fill up the feedback form in the chat room. And please also let's appreciate Mr. Sonny for a wonderful session from 10 o'clock up until now. He has done justice to today's class. Please, let's put a round of applause to him to appreciate his effort and time. Thank you so much, sir. I enjoyed every bit of your session today. Thank you so much. And
Thank
just a
you,
few,
everyone. Thank you.
yes, sir. So just a few announcements before we call it a day. Remember that your test is currently ongoing. So the test for today, you'll be having it by next week. And then the remaining one, we will follow it up like that.